I'm not even going to do the intro video because that's just too much to set up right now. Okay. Yeah, looks looks good now. Looks good. So we are live on all three sources, and I just have to reconnect the chat. Um, that's the other thing. I have to reconnect the chat every single time with the other software. This is such a pain. I will write a checklist. That'll be my homework. Um, I'm going to connect the chat in the background. Oh, there we go. Chat's connected. Okay, finally. Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so we are live now. There might be a few people watching this already. Really rough start for me. I apologize. It's a technical marvel to try to get all this going. But yeah, we are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube horizontal and live on YouTube vertical on the phones. I'm here with my coach Alessandro Manzone, and yeah, ready for another chess lesson. Thank you for your patience and welcome back, Alessandro.
Thanks, Tyler. What I've been following, I saw the last stream that you have up on YouTube, where you were sporting a nice streak. I mean, you were like 9 games in a row, I believe.
Oh, well, it's about time because that was literally the worst losing streak of my entire life. So yeah, I'm working my way back up. I'm actually over 2100 again. Um, I played a couple games not on stream today as well. So,
Mm.
but still have a ways to go. I feel my home, like my base, is 2150. I think that's my base, right? If I'm doing worse than normal, I should be under that, and if I'm doing better, I'm above. But so I still have a ways to go, but it's a
Okay.
lot better because I was low. I think I got as low as 2017, and that felt terrible.
You close to the 1900s. You were
Oh,
getting nervous already.
that's about 7 years. Like I haven't been that low in about 7 years. Yeah.
Now, that's at this point it's clearly a low end. It's not normal. I mean, stuff that happens. I see that playing online, it's these tricks are even more common than over the ball. I don't know if it's that you get to play so many games and even when you are not at your best, but it happens. It happens. These swings in fortune, they do happen online, especially. Um, but when I was looking at the games, well, you mentioned it. Perfectionism tends to become a problem, but some of the evaluations, I wanted to focus on that. Um, in positions where you have an actually great position, I think we're a little bit off, and you could benefit from thinking in terms of making principal moves where you are so much better. You have this very stable advantage. So I put the games in here because, well, I heard your thought process, I heard your analysis afterwards, so I thought, well, it's a good opportunity. I prefer it that way when I get your input. um, so I put those 3 games in here. I want to focus on some moments of each game. Well, this was the first one of the series, where your opponent played a from gambit against your bird, and you just gobbled up the pawn and kept it, which is which is definitely the way. And black didn't really manage to pose any threats or problems. So you basically have an extra pawn, great center. You might argue that you are a little bit behind development, but since there are no targets for black and black's play was a bit automatic, I mean, everything seems to make sense. He made room for the rooks. He developed all the pieces to reasonable squares. But if you sack the pawn, especially a central pawn early on, it's not enough. You need something more concrete, and black clearly didn't get it. I think here you have a pretty nice advantage. And after the game, you mentioned that you could play e4, and it's definitely your idea. Your move is also fine because I don't see e4 being stopped at all. Um, but frankly, I found it a bit surprising. Knight a3 with the idea of knight c4. It's interesting, and
It's
maybe it's because, well, as you mentioned, I think you saw that pattern, or knight bd2, knight c4, something like that in other games. But again, the most principal move should be e4. I mean, you're threatening e5 right now. This requires a specific reaction from black, probably. Um, I was a bit surprised that you didn't really give it too much credit. Like you just play knight a3, and e4 is a bit more principle, I think. Not that it's better.
well, so there were two things going on in my head. So one was I was battling memory. It was like a memory over versus logic battle, and memory won out. Memory being like what I'm trying to remember, like what the theoretical continuation was. Um, I so that was part of it, and then the other part was I I was nervous of playing e4 too early when I haven't developed my queenside minor pieces. Um, I didn't see a reason why I couldn't play e4, but I just didn't want to. Um, I didn't want to have missed anything when I thought I could just keep developing my minor pieces. I thought I could do that safely. I thought there was no rush to play e4. There's also, I think, I remember looking at it in some position, but I think in some positions you can even play knight b d2, and sack allow black to take the pawn on e3, because then there's knight c4. There's some type of compensation, but um, I I know that in some positions the computer actually likes that.
Yeah, I mean, but staying in this one, in this position,
Mm.
you probably don't want to do that. I mean, you have a very healthy extra pawn, and there's absolutely no need, unless you can quickly calculate that there's some specific reason why that is particularly strong. I will keep that one, push e4. You also mentioned some maybe tricks with capturing on f3 and then playing knight takes d4. But that seems
Well, because
a
that's
bit
what
far-fetched here.
in
I mean,
in our
yeah.
previous lesson, do you remember we looked at the front gambit? Because I did miss that there was a tactic in a very similar position, for that reason. Because there was bishop takes a3. Do you remember that? We looked at that in the previous lesson. Uh,
And then there was something hanging on
and
A1 or
well, then
something.
they took
I
here, and then
don't
there was
quite
like a
remember.
sack or something. There was some. Do
Uh,
you remember that? That's
yeah, but if
specifically.
you don't play knight A3, that's not happening. Like here, for
Yeah, yeah.
example, you have D4 is a rock. The queen is blocked as it is. After E4, you are threatening this fork. So, well, this requires um, some specific response, and it's not going to be a particularly active one. um, and then, you know, you can finish development maybe with bishop e3, or you can go back to your previous idea and play knight bd2 and knight c4 without allowing anything. Not that knight a3 is bad, it's just that this already caught my eye a little bit. Like, you discarded e4 in favor of a move that looks a bit weird, though it's still fine.
Okay. I
Um,
admit this. I admit that this is something I do fairly regularly. Again, a battle of memory versus logic of what's currently in front of me. Um,
mm.
it's and yeah, memory usually wins out. Do you think I should steer that closer towards logic of what's in front of me? I guess that makes sense, but
Living in the moment, yeah.
mm,
The thing is, well, this is probably not even theory anymore. Like if I check out the database, and if it is, if
it's
it's
my
just that
theory.
black
It's
went
my
terribly wrong,
theory, in my repertoire. Yeah,
repertoire.
yeah.
Yeah, because at this point, I mean, I think you can, for example, get to this position repertoire and just call it a very clear advantage for white. I mean, there's black achieved absolutely nothing, and you're occupying the center with e4. Uh, Probably that's not what black is looking for. I mean, I don't know the theory of this, um, but it looks a bit dry for a gambit. Um, Though all of this is, of course, fine. You play knight c4, you are ready to play e4 anyway. Well, he played this move that turned out to be really bad because it's trapping the bishop, quite surprisingly, after e4, as you mentioned in the comments after the game. And yeah, there's no retreat for the bishop, it's just getting trapped, and it's also a fork. Um, Instead, you capture, and that's what made this game interesting, actually, because, well, if you won that piece, it would have been
Did I
just
did I see that it was trapped like while I was still playing, or did I see it in post analysis?
in the analysis.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, at that point.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, because I think the engine gave like 3.8 or something like that in that
oh,
position. And after you capture on these hits, it's just a very clear advantage. But yeah, not 3.8. um, and here he goes Queen B6. And well, his only shot is really
oh, is this when he played
putting pressure on your
C5?
pawns.
This is. Oh yeah, he played. I think is this a game where and then he played C5 because that was a headache. That annoyed me.
Yeah, you had problems with his C5 idea. And of course, you want to push the pawns in your own terms, not on his terms. um, but as things are here, yeah, you were having trouble facing c5. I don't even think there's only one way of doing so. I mean, I bet there are many, many ways for white to keep a very stable, very simple advantage. Um, for example, what about stopping c5 altogether? If that move is such a big deal, maybe we have to think about not allowing it.
Stopping C5. I mean, okay, yeah, the bishop E3. I thought about it, but I don't know why. I mean, I thought about it, and I don't have a good reason why I didn't play it. Um, I think maybe I thought the bishop was a bit loose on E3, but that's not a really good answer.
Mm.
um,
The way too general answer, yeah.
yeah, I it might have been something too. Like I might like bishop e3 and then bishop takes f3 and then knight g4. I might have been thinking about something like that. Although I could take with a pawn, right?
Okay.
I could go gf.
Tempting. Tempting because you even get the G file to attack and yeah. Though that pawn mass in the center looks very impressive. Yeah, that is one thing. The thing is, I didn't hear you mention Bishop E3, and that's what really impressed me. That I mean, it's the most natural move in the world. So you stop C5. I don't know if you somehow thought of it like in the back of your
No,
mind because you were streaming. I mean, of course, you
no,
can't really.
yeah, no, no, yeah. I can promise you, I was thinking about it. I just didn't vocalize my thought on it when I
You
was
know,
thinking of moves. I, yeah, I was definitely thinking about it, but then I think it's just like long term. I felt that my king, with my f with no f pawn is could ultimately be weak on that diagonal, and so I should thought it was just safest to just go king h1. Um, but bishop e3 was definitely a consideration.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it feels like it should go well. I mean, bishop takes f3 is a thing you could take with the pawn, but let's say we go with your initial thought and we just play rook takes knight g4. Yeah, we stopped we stopped c5 for a while, but well, let's say even that we don't want to trade this bishop, which I have to say makes sense. Um, c5, we go h3, I'm guessing, and it's looking good. I would say it's looking good.
Yeah, knight f6, rook a f1. We're almost ready to take on h6 immediately after knight f6.
Yeah, then just bishop e3, and
Yeah, I guess okay.
I
I
think
see.
we're all set.
CD is still the threat, I guess, right? So uh,
Mhm. That was a possibility. Also, well, g takes f. I think this is probably best. King h1, rook g1. That pawn mass in the center is going to absolutely crush me. Um, I thought maybe two, I don't know, bishop e3, you might have been second guessing bishop e3 due to knight
no,
e5 because
no,
of the
I didn't
pin
even
on
look
the
at.
e5.
No, I didn't even
No.
see that.
So I think it's no problem. At the very least, you'll play bishop d2 and the knight will have to retreat. So that's an improvement. Honestly, while you were thinking here, I thought, why not b4? Just if c5 is his only counterplay, why not
Uh,
just deny it
oh,
entirely?
okay. Well, I will. That's the other thing. C5 never even crossed my mind. I wasn't even thinking about C5.
Oh,
Yeah, I just thought eventually the queen being on this diagonal was um,
oh,
a
okay.
possible issue. That's why when he played C5, I was panicking because I hadn't prepared for it. Yeah.
Oh, well, right. Well, that makes sense. But yeah, b4 is not the most natural move. It's just when you notice c5 is coming and that you can stop it, that it might cross your mind. And I think this is a crashing advantage. I mean, he can't even move. His knights have no outposts in the center. That's a tragedy for them. I'm not saying king h1 is bad even because I really don't trust black has enough. I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually. um, but what's most important is your reaction to c5 because now you do have to react well, I guess. Um, and here you had a lot of trouble coming up with something, and and I think you're doing pretty well, even with the natural moves again. I mean, what if you just play bishop e3? After all, king h1, if there's something good about king h1, is that you can even retreat the bishop to g1 and be very comfy defending the center. No knight g4 is going to bother you anymore. So, say you play bishop to e3.
What did I play? I did.
e5, which gave the knights some good
Yeah.
squares in the center, and yeah, the game became a bit more complicated. I think you're
Um.
fine even after that, of course, but
Uh. I. Um. I. I can't promise you. I remember exactly what I was thinking, but I think I might have been nervous of like bishop takes f3 and then c takes d4. Um, and I didn't want to take with the c pawn. I thought he can put a rook on the c file. And if I take with the bishop, then I thought e4 gets. I mean, it's not. It could just be a target long term, and he could blockade putting something on e5. So
well, bishop takes, rook takes.
yeah,
Let's
and
say
then
rook takes, maybe g takes is good, but this also seems fine,
and
at
cd.
least. C takes here.
Yeah.
See this? Well, even bishop d and then taking on f6 might be an opportunity because you wreck his pawn structure on the king side. Um,
Let's say like, so. Yeah. So bishop d4, knight d7.
oh no, you are attacking the queen.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's just that's just
That's
yeah,
an opportunity, but
yeah.
let's say not even that. I mean, you
Okay,
take
yeah. Rook
his rook c8. I don't know. I mean, just move the queen to let's say e2, d2, giving you
f2.
some maybe
Go
tactical opportunity on h6.
queen
Your
f2.
bishops are monsters here. They are doing as they please. They they're supporting the pawns from behind, and this is exactly what you want with a pair of bishops. Mobile pawns in the center, the bishops coming from behind, and well, you decide when you push. So yeah, just natural moves I think go a long way sometimes. What I would say is that in your approach, I think what might help you is okay, privilege these natural moves. If you don't see a very concrete reason why your opponent uh, g- uh, can refute it, like if you see a refutation, of course you don't go for it. If you can't see one, I think you have to stick to those. Um, E5 here, yeah, it gives him some squares. Suddenly the knight is annoyingly active. And yeah, it's not what it was. The position is just not the same anymore. Um, but even so, you are doing more than okay, I would say. You still have the bishops, you um, still have a very active position. He is threatening to win the pawn though, so maybe you had to somehow protect the pawn. It's not entirely obvious to me how. Maybe queen f2, which gets out of the tricks with knight b4 stuff, um, and out of the c file that was worrying you a little bit.
What's the trick with knight b4?
No, no, I mean, in some line with c takes d, c takes d, knight b4.
Ah,
Though
okay.
you will probably have some queen b3 too. It's not entirely clear. Um, but for the time being, his real threat is to the pawn on d4. So well, this gets the queen out of the way, and at the same time, it protects d4. Um, I don't think he wins the pawn, particularly by force. Like takes. Yeah, you have to take with the g pawn, but what are we going to do? um, I mean, the game, I was trying to figure this out. And I think here you might have bishop before. Um, I still take your position any day. I mean, the bishops are still more impressive. You do have a problem here, I won't lie, but um, but for the time being, I don't know, maybe rook g1 or queen g3, sacking this pawn, and you go for a kingside attack. It still looked promising. Again, not as obvious or as clear as as you had an advantage before, but oh, at least you're switching to kingside activity, which you kind of decided on with e5. Just to keep it consistent, you should probably play on the kingside here. Well, you took, and he didn't notice that he was getting the pawn back, and he's probably all right now. Um, I mean, I don't know what evaluation was, but even though you have the two pawns, the two bishops, the pawns are a bit shaky. His pieces are active, so um, complicated at least. Rook c8, well, allowed you to keep the extra pawn, and well, then he blundered and end of story. But that was a little bit anticlimactic. Um, yeah, it was shaping up to be a complicated game, and then he blundered the knight, and well, you won in rather uncomplicated fashion. Well, it took a while, but still, no emotions here. Um, I think that I mean many times that's what happens. I mean, you get a great position and you tangle yourself up, like trying to play the I don't know a killer move here or there, and you might have to privilege natural moves most of the time.
Yeah, so maybe I need to like adapt because like the way I prepare my openings is beyond belief. Like it's I like I put absolute ridiculous effort into preparing my openings, and I would challenge um it probably 99% of my openings. It's like it's the way I build them. They are it's the top move, not just the top engine move, but it's essentially my if I remember my openings correctly, it's the perfect play. And then so in my
Mhm.
games, I'm having trouble uh, transitioning or shifting when I'm out of the opening. I'm keeping that perfectionism into the middle game, and I'm trying to play the perfect. Oh, I have to play the. It's got to be point two. I got to keep that point two alive, and I'm trying to find if I have two moves and they're both very good. I'm spending too long trying to find which one is 1% better instead of just
Mm.
playing more pragmatically, like practical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's even hard, even for an engine, it's hard to like call it objectively and perfect. Like if it's point one, point two of a difference, like you'll need a tremendous hardware running like for days or hours just to figure out the difference between two moves sometimes. Um, so yeah, I mean, it also has to be a practical choice. Like, you should be be aiming for something that you
understand.
recognize and that you can win easily. Case in point, this game, this other game. Let me see. Around here, when you win the piece in
Wait.
this game,
I
you
don't. I don't.
found
I
this
don't.
little.
I don't even.
Oh, sorry, I'm in
Don't even recommend.
chapter 43.
Oh, this is like okay, yeah, this is a okay, yeah, this is a Dutch. Oh, I remember that he castled queenside. A lot of players do that.
Yeah,
It's almost never a good decision. Oh, and I remember looking
and
at
you.
yeah, the computer's idea was awesome. That was awesome. I'm hopefully
Yeah,
I
like a
can.
Venko, but with the king on C1.
Oh, I don't know the
That's really.
Benko, so I don't know the thematic IDs in it. But the computer just wanted to at all costs just open up the queen side because that's where his king is and it's
Yeah.
exposed. And if it comes at the cost of a pawn or two, it doesn't care. Just rip open that the queen side. I really like that idea. What was it? It was eight. Was
To
it
be
ace?
fair, the pawns, I mean, even though he might win the pawn,
Yeah,
his pawns are also a train wreck. I mean, his
yeah.
pawn will be very exposed, this one too. I mean, you'll probably get more than one pawn back. Not to
No,
mention that that king is in the middle of
yeah,
this mess.
yeah, but no, I loved seeing that. I love because this happens fairly frequently that you'll get this type of position.
The castle queen side.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be surprised, like 50%, at least 50% of the time in these Dutch positions, and you get this, yeah, the castle queen side. Um, and then sometimes you can attack it. Like sometimes you can get the queen immediately to like a4, for example, or you can play like c6. You can break with c6, but sometimes like this, it's pretty locked, and then I don't know how to attack. But now I have another avenue. You just sack a pawn or two. You just yeah. I really like that brute force method.
Yeah, here it's very interesting because apart from completely exposing the White King, which has nowhere to go, it also destroys his pawns even further. Because you might think in terms of, oh, I'm undoing the double pawns. But yeah, the tendency is that when double pawns disappear, they just leave a lot of weaknesses behind, weak pawns and weak squares. And it's what's happening. I mean, after you trade your A and B pawns for his C4 pawn, he has three very weak pawns on a2, c3, and d5. So those are really, really, well, possible victims in the near future. No, you didn't need any of these. You just want a piece here. You took and you play b4. So that's just about it. He took. Well, the pawn c3 is hanging, so he didn't take on e4. He played knight b4 and knight c5. Okay, very natural so far. There might be other approaches. I don't know if 95 just to go after the pawn and that's it, it works. But I mean, 95 is just too natural and it can't be bad. You're ahead by a piece, so there's really not much White can do. And
Oh,
Rook G F1. Well, here you went for boom,
did
Queen
you
takes F1.
did you see the stream on this, or did you just see the game?
Oh, the stream. No, in all of these games, I
Oh,
put them here because
okay.
I saw the stream. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you remember what I was saying about this?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, first you said a few things. You mentioned 93, but then you said, well, there's basically no difference, and the king can just go
But
away.
but
Um,
regarding queen takes f1, I mean that whole thing. I always
but
say like this is the adult
you
move.
feel like you have to, but you feel sort of uncomfortable doing it.
Yeah, and I always say like this is the mature thing to do, or this is the adult thing to do. I
The
say
big boy.
yeah, because because yeah, because I don't like doing it. I'm always uncomfortable trading a queen for two rooks because well, it always feels easier to play with the queen, and it's easy to screw up if you have the two rooks, mainly if you don't keep them coordinated. So it's something that I always feel uncomfortable doing, but I challenge myself to do now because I know it's usually objectively the the right decision. But it still makes me feel uneasy. And I remember in this game, it got close because like he got his queen and he went queen a4 and I was scared of like queen d7. Um, uh, but it worked out. But yeah, it always makes me feel uncomfortable.
Many times, and quite often, it is the right decision. Not always.
Hmm, hmm.
Here, I think it is the right decision because your attack is way stronger than anything he can pull off in the next few moves. I mean, he doesn't. If you play actively, he never manages to get his queen anywhere close to your king. But there's something I gotta say about this particular trade. The queen tends to be better than the two rooks when the kings are vulnerable. So that's something to watch out for. Here, everything is more or less the same because you, on top of the two rooks, you have one extra piece. So he's dead anyway. What I mean is that in this position, you'll be completely justified to say, "No, I'm not getting into this. I will just play queen e5 and I will keep my extra piece, and you will win easily." These queen g6, after all, just put things into context. There's an extra piece. I mean, he has no way of creating counterplay. And with your extra piece, you will start massaging the weaknesses and they will fall and you will win. So, yeah, going for the queen for the two rooks is not necessarily always the best. If it is the best here, it's because of concrete reasons. I mean, you're killing the white king way faster, way faster than he gets to do anything. So in that sense, perfect decision. You did give some checks like a little bit too fast and maybe unnecessarily fast. For example, in this position, what else do you have if it's not
Oh
93
my god,
check
I just see
right
one. I
away?
see it immediately. I didn't see it after the game, but I
Mm.
see it right now. Rook f2.
Okay, I didn't see that one either, but it looks
Yeah,
fine.
he's got knight e2, but his knight is getting in a worse position.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could even just take on g2.
Yeah, more important than winning this outright. I mean, the material advantage is already there. I mean, you don't need to do anything else in that regard. Now you can do whatever you please. Like the second weakness there. Um, yeah, there are many ways around this. After all, your only priority here is that this queen doesn't get active and somehow near your king. If you can avoid that, um, it's game over. Rook f2 is very good. I wasn't even talking about rook f2. I was thinking about rook a2 f8 followed by rook f2, rook a2 f2, and I think it's basically over. Um, yeah, without a need for anything else. I mean, check king a3, and now here's where you got a little stuck because you saw queen a4
Yeah,
and the queen coming in, and oh, suddenly it's the apocalypse. And
yeah. I burned a lot of time on that. I
oh, let me
I was
see.
panicking.
Yeah,
Holy.
a minute and a half more, even more. Yeah. Which at this point is probably too much. But it kind of makes me think about the position after c5 in your game, where you kind of well, panicked a little bit when you didn't really have panicked in the sense that you felt like you had to do something uh, special just to keep yourself alive. But in reality, here it's his king is much weaker, and you actually this is what interested me. You actually saw the move that I think is just stopping queen a4, and that's it. I don't know if you remember maybe what you.
Uh, I don't remember anything, but right now, like knight c5 would stop it.
It's good enough, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and then it can't even take the pawn. Yeah. Um, what? There's something else?
Yeah, you can mention this move um, before
Oh, right.
making.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about it. Um, I
Before
didn't
it was,
see
and but then you discarded on the grounds that
queen
oh he has
b3
this,
or that.
but
Yeah,
yeah, but then you basically achieved your goal, and that king is not gonna
yeah. I was, but
that queen is not going to invade.
I would. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think I was
If
still in a
anything, we will have to check something like this.
panicked mindset.
And that looks like that king is going to get checkmated before before anything else happens. Can we?
Yeah, and if he does go to, I was going to say if he does go to h5, I could go knight e5, but then he can take on h6. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
would
gets
scare me
dangerous.
too. This queen e2 would scare me.
No, but I think now you're basically checkmating. I mean, I couldn't believe it if you told me it's going to survive this. Let me see. Um, for starters, I think you can keep eating pawns left and right because he can't even play king
Yeah, I could probably even take the
king
knight,
b3.
or just take the pawn. Like
You
even just
keep
take,
doing this forever, and
yeah,
now
or
you take.
even just taking on e4. Yeah,
Yeah, and then well, a6 b5 should also be an easy win. Queen h5, check, make him suck.
and then mate. Okay, yeah,
With all these pieces, we should, yeah, checkmate.
yeah,
Something's gotta
yeah.
give.
And I always just
Uh,
have just king g7 if I wanted.
yeah, without his knight, you don't even you're not even exposed really anymore. Yeah. Um, yeah, Rook C1 was also good. Like the queen will have to stay defending that. And then, well, like, again, you have a lot of options. I guess this followed by Rook F2 is just very straightforward. Um, here you drown in a glass of water a little bit because this. I mean, there are many ways to prevent this too. Like a6, for example. What's the idea? If he plays Queen a4, what do you do?
I mean, I don't see what's wrong with b5.
Exactly. There are problems on the a file if he takes. Um, yeah, this will keep him at bay. Even this might even be an idea whether he plays Queen a4 or not. Um, Queen a4, you'd also have knight c5, which is not the idea of a6, but the queen has no entry point, so that'll be fine. Or anyway. Um, So yeah, you had many reasonable moves. Even what you played in the game ended up working, but it gave you a run for your money here. I mean, you really had some problems figuring this one out.
Yeah, I was panicking, and then I spent a long time, and then I played rook c7. or rook f7,
Ro- y-
which does
Yeah, that
nothing.
one was.
I was just panic, pure panic. Like, I think it because I lose so many games where I just am crushing, and completely winning, like right out of the opening, and then um, my worst nightmare is to just throw it away.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Even here, you somehow managed with knight c5, queen e8. The good thing is that here you didn't fall apart. You stayed solid, and well, he made it rather easy by
Yeah,
taking, which just
and yeah,
releases
and then he traded
all the
again.
tension.
Then he traded his queen.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know why he traded. He only has two pieces. He should not be trading here at all costs.
yeah. Suddenly, I think he traded at some point. I mean, he's dead here, of course. He doesn't even get any additional checks. But at the point where he trades, which is around here, takes queen e3. Here, you play rook ff2, but you're threatening to
Oh
checkmate
yeah,
him.
yeah. He had no
So I
choice.
think that's, yeah,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. At the time,
yeah,
I
he
didn't.
was. He
Yeah,
won.
yeah. He had no choice.
And then, well, you won easily.
Yeah. Actually, no. Well, I can
um,
see there's like another 20 moves or something.
yeah, but it was straightforward. It was only time. Like
Oh,
for example, you did something that you normally not do. You sack the bishop for the pawn, but just to make it manageable in time troll, I guess. Uh, yeah, and then you pick up all the pawns just for safety, I guess. But yeah,
okay.
you
But
you
I
made a
usually
queen and
it
you
still
won.
gets pretty close. So like, um, I probably didn't have very
I
much
think you were
time.
kind of relaxed because you had half a minute. With half a minute, you should check me with queen and rook. But yeah, it was kind of
Okay, yeah,
relaxed.
okay,
Maybe here you can be a bit more accurate and just put this king on the a file and then give the ladder checkmate or something. It can be done more efficiently, yeah. But I mean, I'll never see you drawing this at all. I mean, I don't think you. Uh, I don't know. I think you will be fast enough to pull this off, probably.
let me
Even
just
with 10 seconds on the clock.
sorry. Let me just respond to chat. There's a bunch of people in chat right now, and some Peak just said, "Well, holy smokes, is this live?" And yes, we are live. We are live, guys, on Twitch and live on YouTube, both horizontal and on mobile. So welcome everybody. We are going. We're doing a lesson right now of some of my recent games. Um,
And the last one we've got is this game. Well, this one probably was painful because it was the end of the streak. um, and you were doing more than fine. Um, it's this point where you just win a pawn. It
what
takes e, it
what do you
takes
think,
c.
Alessandro? What do you think about the bird? I don't know if I've asked you that. Be honest.
Honestly, I
Be
don't. I
honest.
probably don't know enough about it. I think it's. I mean, normally you get rather schematic positions. It's not that. Uh, I think it was a strange option for you because you study opening so deeply that you might think you'll choose something sharper. um,
But there's some extremely sharp lines in the bird, um, uh, like way sharper than like the frums, um, that I have.
Even if black chooses to play something like positional, like just play some d5 openings,
I
it's
mean,
still
if black wants to steer it into some certain positions, white has to play extremely sharp. There's some crazy lines, but almost
you can.
yeah, but nobody ever plays them though. Is the thing, because they're so obscure. You would need to really study
Prepare
anti-bird.
against the bird. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that's
yeah,
something I've never did in my life.
yeah. That's the whole reason I play the bird, right? Because it's literally 1% of games, and for you, it's probably fewer than 1%. Like at your level, it's probably like a quarter of a percent that you you face the bird, right?
Over the board, I faced it once in my life.
Mm.
And it ended up being I don't know what how to classify what the opening was after a few months. It started as a bird. Um, yeah, I don't have much intel on the bird, frankly, to have a formed opinion, but I
But it,
always thought of it as this schematic opening where you just get the pieces out to certain schools.
yeah, it kind of is systematic. That's true, but I think it's a very good pairing with the Dutch too, because it's basically like a reverse Dutch, a tempo up, um, and
For you, it made sense. That's
yeah,
true. I mean,
yeah.
you already played the Dutch, so why not? You're basically playing, well, you're playing it exclusively now?
Yes, yeah. Online at least. In my last tournament, I mixed F4 and E4 together.
Mm.
Um,
Well, you have
but
to keep them guessing. And if you play only one thing nowadays,
yeah,
tough.
yeah. But I like it. I just like I mean, and you get a lot of bird aborts, meaning people abort the game on move one because they don't want to play against the bird because they haven't studied it, and
Uh,
nobody wants to play against the bird, and nobody wants to lose against the bird because it's embarrassing. It's so and I love that. And then like
where is that? Yeah.
yeah, it's and it's a good opening. I
It's
mean,
a weird reaction.
I get
Like,
good positions,
why is
right?
it embarrassing to lose to lose against it? Um, just because it's
It just has a bad
not a
reputation.
mainstream opening,
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, white's equal. It's not like white's worse. Um,
It's not H4. Yeah, totally. I mean, it's not a bad move. Maybe it's not the benchmark for modern theory, but it's still playable.
yeah, yeah,
It's not worse, definitely.
yeah. I mean, it was
Um,
good enough for. I mean, Bent Larson has a lot of games, right? And yeah,
yeah, I mean, people have very strong opinions about openings, and sometimes they're just fine. I mean, as long as they are not too unprincipled, like a move like A4, H4, maybe doesn't make
well,
much sense,
well,
obviously.
but
It
listen,
might not be terrible either. I don't know.
no, no, but so you might know, like I watch a lot of Simon Williams, the Grandmaster Simon
Mhm.
Williams. So he didn't even make a video about this or anything, but I was looking at some of his games from the Reykjavik Open, and he played A4 on move one
Uh,
against, it was either an IM or an FM, and this is a legit tournament. This is the Reykjavik Open. It's a classical time control. So he played A4 and he won. Um, and it was interesting because basically what he was doing when I looked at the game, because he plays the Dutch. When he plays the Dutch, when Simon plays the Dutch, he often plays A5 as black later on, to stop B4. And so by playing A4 and move one, he was basically playing like a reverse. He transposed into like a reverse Dutch with, so yeah, but yeah. So I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, you got to give him credit. Like A4 in a classical time control, and he didn't do it for the views. Like he, yeah. So it's kind of funny.
the psychology of it is
Mm,
interesting because it kind of creates this pressure on
yeah,
Black to kind of refute it. At the same time, this is White playing the move.
yeah,
He's never ever going to be worse or in a terrible position just because move one. I mean, if he then straightens the ship a little bit and plays rather natural or around that move, you can't really punish him. What it guarantees, if you play rather well in the open, is that you will be out of trouble. And maybe it won't be that critical, but it creates in the player with the black pieces. It creates this urge to I gotta refute this,
yeah,
and you lose
yeah.
objectivity. It's wrong. It's just wrong.
It's a really good psychological move, right? Yeah, yeah. And then like people, everyone's watching, right? And then so much pressure on him to, as you say, like refute it because like, how can you get him? How can you let him get away with that? A4.
Yeah, it's like also it's like White is teasing you a little bit, like, okay, I will beat you with anything. That's what
Yeah.
it feels like, I guess. Yeah. um, so well, the Verde is maybe, I mean, it's not as crazy as a move like A4, but maybe it still generates that in a lot of people who don't have a high concept of
Oh yeah,
it.
I at the club level for sure. It's like it's frowned like it's frowned upon. It's probably looks like it's almost like the Grob. I think it has a reputation.
Wow,
Yeah, like I think
that's
it's very
crazy.
discriminated against. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sweet spot for the opening because it's a reasonable move and people feel uneasy about it. Like,
And I'm getting good positions out though, and generally, right?
yeah, well, the opening, as far as I saw, nothing's changed. I mean, out of the opening, you're doing pretty well. um, and here, well, you got a pawn. You got an
Oh,
extra pawn.
do you remember? I thought for a very long time, was it here or was it
Yeah,
next move?
before capturing this
Oh,
one,
right,
yeah,
yeah,
you were evaluating this other pawn. Yeah, or queen
yeah,
d4.
yeah,
There
or
was
even rook
some.
f3. Yeah, because I saw knight f6. Um, yeah. Oh, this. Oh, I remember. This was such a frustrating game to lose because I think I might have over evaluated it in my head compared to what the engine said. But I thought I think I was a little bit dramatic during the video. I'm like, this is plus 20, plus 20. but it just this is this is so good though. Like, I mean, seriously, like I how did I
And you are better. I mean, much better, honestly. Here you're held by a pawn. That's already good. His king is open. Okay, I don't know how fast you are to actually exploit it. That's my only concern. But you were really worried that he would exchange the queens. Like that would be the end of it, and you wouldn't win the game. But um, is that really the case? I mean, as far as I see, you're just ahead by a clear pawn. And in this endgame, give me the bishop every single time. I mean, we have a majority on the queen side. Well, there's your extra pawn actually that will just advance. His knight is no match for your bishop in any rook endgames here. The knight has um, no footing on any outpost. The knight will just be there on f6 trying to find its way. I think if queens are traded at some point, I mean, one thing, I don't think you need to rush like, oh, I have to take right now because black will pursue the exchange of queens due to, well, their weak king. So you don't need to rush to do anything like that. But when at some point they offer the exchange and you have the d file under control, I don't know. I mean, I think you were too convinced that you were just going to checkmate this time. um, and maybe it wasn't meant to be. He 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 saw the queen. It's changed here. You defend the pawn c4. It looks reasonable. I don't know if it. I didn't check any of this with the engine, but c4 looks like a perfectly good move. If you have 4 minutes, that has to be accounted for also. And here, queen c7. And you mentioned that, yeah, no way I'm trading queens. You went back. And then he kept following you around
Oh
until
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
have.
That
Uh,
was yeah, that was the critical mistake.
I think your evaluation was kind of off there. You're still ahead by a pawn. Any endgames, I would expect white to win if the queens disappear even. Uh,
I think my thought process was like he doesn't even deserve an end game. Like he deserves to be checkmated. Like I mean, with his king like this. So I didn't. Yeah, I did not want to go to an end game. Like I thought like there's got to be a knockout. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's hard to find a square for your queen. Maybe if you're going to keep queens, you have to go there because what's the only other square I can think of. Um, but I mean, practically speaking, even I thought just trade and play rook d1. I mean, what are we thinking about here? Take rook a d1 and be happy. I mean, it's an extra pawn for nothing.
Okay,
Um,
maybe I was a bit lazy as well. Like I don't want to play the end game. I just want to. I want to
yeah, I want to
win.
checkmate right
Yeah, yeah.
now.
That might have been part of it.
Yeah, I think this ending has to end badly for him. And on top of well, having an extra opponent being much better, I think it's practically hard to play for black because he's just passive. Have the better pieces, so you can slowly improve, like play rook d4, double up, play bishop f3, um, even put one of the rooks behind the pawn and play rook d1, rook c1, start pushing the queenside pawns, and I think you're just going forwards. Even here, in queen c5,
Oh, I burned a lot of
this
time.
felt a bit artificial already. Like rook f3 and all that stuff was a bit
Yeah,
weird.
yeah,
How would it change and put a rook on d1?
and especially how
So
much
be
time I spent here. I think I spent a long time.
yeah, like 40 seconds. Well, considering the time you have,
Yeah,
yeah, that.
I was
Oh, and
I was
here
stubborn.
knight g4. Yeah, yeah. You just wanted to somehow. Well, at this point, you wanted to attack the king, but of course, you're not checkmating anymore or
Yeah,
anything close.
yeah.
Um, but here again, just rook d1. I very much prefer white, and honestly, I'm not thinking about giving up this guy for the knight. You are better even after this, of course, because you keep your extra pawn. But a pure rook endgame is a bit harder. Um, his rooks are already on the loose; they are more active, and you are
His ping's
behind the
better.
clock.
Yeah,
Yeah, his king is more or less active. Some pawns get traded, but well, you still.
I think was this a time issue? I think it must have been. Oh, oh, don't even don't show this. I didn't see this until after the game. I could have taken on e6 like 2 or 3 times. Um, my brain
Yeah.
turns off when I'm getting low on the clock. I panic. I'm.
It's
Uh,
funny that you mentioned it. Even during the game, you mentioned, oh, here I'm threatening rook takes
oh, did I
e6.
say
I
that?
thought,
I said
no,
that?
this is the. You
Uh,
said that
uh,
exactly here, and you
uh,
are not threatening it. This is defended. But when
yeah.
he played king g6, oh
Did
no, now I'm not.
I?
But now it's the time.
uh,
But you had a minute and 45 seconds and panicking over the clock, naturally. I mean, it's a rook endgame. This can be played forever. And I mean, unless you're somehow, uh, well, making quick progress with the pawns or something, it's annoying to play this while being low on the clock. Um, and yeah, well, it ended up being. Well, he also makes mistakes here. He has rook b8 and this falls with check, and that
yeah,
basically
yeah,
forces a draw.
yeah.
And he has the time. I mean, he's rushing for no reason. And well, you basically lost on time, and there was uh, not enough time. Probably you have to march. Well, you didn't consider it, but marching towards the king side was an option. I mean, this guy is gonna run. I don't know if quickly enough, especially once you manage to push that pawn because he played at a5. Here, check. Um, You're seriously thinking about this. I don't know if you get there in time though. Takes
Oh,
a7.
to D6. Oh, you want to push? Oh, push.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a bit premature because we can play. We should probably better play this move. King e5, king d6, and just what? Go, go defend the pawn.
Um, that I don't know about that though, because can't he just take an a7 or take the pawn?
Oh, I mean, now king e5.
Yeah,
What does he play now? Rook a3,
yeah. I'm not. I don't know
king
about that.
d6. Yeah, we'll have to. Unfortunately, we're not on time to e5. Well, that'll lose this pawn. I don't know about that.
But it's a lot to consider in 30 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to see if you
Mm,
have,
mm.
if it's safe for you or not, because it might force like a quick liquidation and a draw. Oh, but there was something in the end here because you played fast enough for quite a while. You avoided the checkmate tricks, and there's a point where you felt like you already lost. But here, king e2, he takes the pawn. And I thought, well,
Oh yeah. Um, so here's okay. I'll tell you what's going on. I had
hmm,
13 seconds. Um, maybe I should have taken the rook. The thing is, it's hard for me to quickly, within 1 or 2 seconds,
hmm,
identify if I can draw this or not. If I had 45 seconds, I could do it, but at 13 seconds, yeah, I didn't. But at the same
yeah,
time,
it's too much.
but but trying to go for a Philidor, um, with 13 seconds wasn't going to be any better, right? Like that, I should have taken this
Oh no, he'll
chance.
play on
Yeah,
forever.
yeah,
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 that's
yeah. So I
impossible.
should have just taken, even if I couldn't figure out if if I draw this, I should have taken
Here,
the
well,
rook.
you're basically in front of the pawn and no key squares or anything for him. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's just one of those things where I kind of panicked low on the time.
I can't believe he took. Like, I mean, I'll play this if I want to
Yeah,
flag
yeah,
someone. I'll play
yeah,
phone forever.
yeah,
He just took it.
yeah,
Uh, but I think you were already convinced that there was no way you made
y-
it in time. That's
yeah,
also a factor here.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I didn't mind if losing too much because I won like 9 or 10 games in a row, and for me, like, this was a one game. I just got a little bit low on the clock, so I didn't really care too much that I lost. It.
yeah, no, naturally
Yeah.
makes sense. Um, I mean, there is something here that, well, I think that's what we talked about. Maybe looking at natural moves first and needing a good reason to, well, not to play them, I guess. Because sometimes you get too fixated on some, um, maybe some ghost threat that you are worried about or something you remember from other game, but that may not apply at all in the current position. So living in the present is important. Yeah,
So I
in the
had.
current position, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I should be able, if I make a move, I should be able to logically, um or if I'm avoiding a move, I should be able to logically explain why. Like, if there's an obvious move and I don't like it, I can't say, "Oh, it feels weird," or or I had a similar position before and I lost. I should be able to con- like when I didn't play
exactly
bishop.
those.
Yeah, when I didn't play bishop e3, I should be able to specifically say why I can't say it. There should be a specific move sequence I can say. If I can't say that, then I should play it maybe.
Exactly, yeah. I think it has to do with what you said. Like you privilege your preparation, um, even to logical moves, and you try to remember something that sometimes the problem is that you might be out of your prep because you already have great position. Like how deep your prep goes if that position is already so much better, like um, as it happened in game one. Um, and then you have to figure it out yourself. And principal moves should take precedence. And sometimes I see that you ask too much from a position. Maybe in this game is a good example of that. Like you thought, okay, plus 20, I have to absolutely smash this guy, but there were no concrete variations like with checks or a very strong attack, and he was like threatening to exchange queens all the time. Um, so yeah, maybe sometimes you just have to play a better position without thinking, okay, this has to be absolutely winning. Nursing an advantage of a pawn is something, well, you have to be happy about, and it has to be good.
Yeah, yeah. This is a personal battle I have. Yeah, so I really have to fight that perfectionism and play more practically on the board. The goal is to win, not have the engine give me a good center pawn value at the end of the game.
True.
Yeah. Okay.
And oh, I can put this position here. I was
I've
vaguely
been studying
reminded of.
Spassky Petrosian. I've been yeah lately.
Oh, the match,
I'm on the
the
rematch
matches.
now. I'm on the rematch. Uh,
Oh, okay. So you recognize this
well,
position for sure, then.
I'm only like maybe I'm about maybe like I think they're like game 8 or something, round 8 on the
Oh,
rematch.
okay.
Um
But this
cuz
is the first match. This is the
oh,
first
this is
match
the first
between the
one.
two.
Oh, okay. I might
Yeah.
let's see. But it didn't so the book I'm reading it doesn't have every game cuz it's his whole life uh it's his whole life in chronological order. So
Oh,
these are just games that like he picked out. But if this is a famous game, it might be in there. But so far, I don't recognize it. This doesn't look like a Petrosian game. Uh,
yeah. It's just that this was by the end of the first match when things were already more or less decided. This was game 23. I think it was a
okay.
24 match game. Um, Spassky wins this one, but he lost the match anyway.
Yeah.
um, and here it was his
Spoiler alert.
move. Yeah, he didn't make it, even though he won the Nets' two last game. Um, well, White's pawn structure is obviously sounder, but at the same time, it's quite clear what Black wants. Black has a semi-open B file. Those double pawns, well, he's probably just going to get rid of them by playing C5, opening the diagonal for the queen also. So if you think of Black's normal few nets moves, he'll play Rook A8 C5 or C5 right away in any particular order, but um, that's what he wants to achieve, most likely. Um, White plays a very grandmasterly move here. I have to say this move is not easy. Um, because of the reason why he plays it mostly. He plays H4, which is not what you might think at first sight. I mean, well, Rook ABA was the response. And then Rook H3. And you might think he's trying to attack on the king side because it really looks like it. After all, we have well, an opposite side castle's position. So this is
So does he want
how
Rook
you
B3?
normally deal with this stuff. Oh, sorry. What?
Is his idea Rook B3, or is it uh, or Rook
Hardly,
or
yes.
Rook D3?
um, it was some advanced prophylaxis against C5 because Black continues with his plan and plays C5 anyway. Um, and here the shocker is, I mean, this game really looks like it could have been played with changed colors. I mean, if you look at Spassky's next move, uh, it looks like Petrosian is playing with the white pieces. Black has or is trying to create some counterplay on the queen side. He has a worse structure, and what's the logical thing for white to do now?
Well, I'm still just trying to on that little hint you gave. So
Remember?
I was looking at exchange sacks, but um, yeah, I don't think this
Hmm.
game was in the book. I don't recollect its position. Um,
It wasn't decisive for the result, so it makes sense. um,
so you're saying that white made a move like a Petrosian type move?
yeah, the whole point of this maneuver h4, rook h3 had nothing to do with attacking on the king side, not at all. It's about preying on the weaknesses on the queen side.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah. So there's Rook Ace three. I'm flipping the board too. Because I look at most of his games from Petrosian's side, but I really don't think I saw this game. Yeah, but Rook A3 is interesting. There's Rook B7. Um, I uh I don't know. Bishop A3 doesn't really seem to achieve anything because then Black just moves the Rook again somewhere. So Rook A3, Rook B7. Uh, you argue? No, that would be well. I wonder if you could argue Rook A6 because if the knight moved, then be taking on A7. Um, oh no, sorry, no, we're not. Yeah, so he could still threaten Knight B8 there. But
He could double up on the b file, play rook fb8. On the queen side.
well, there's Rook C3, just attacking C5 and stopping Queen B2 stuff. Yeah. Rook C3 is
c3
looking
is more
good.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's looking better, though the only concern is that still you can't take on c5, or at least after d takes c5, he will have knight takes c5, and the pressure on b2 doesn't allow white to take the knight with the rook. So black gets an extra move to try and inflict some damage there. So for example, rook c3, I'm thinking knight b6 with the idea of knight a4. Strange as it looks. It's challenging.
Do I have time there for Rook C5, Rook B5?
Oh, maybe you have rook b5. We'll have to see after rook b5, c6. Um,
Take on B8,
takes, rook takes.
B3.
Um, b3, yeah. Maybe you having b3, queen e7. It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Queen e7.
Dark squares issues.
I mean, ab6 is not even the only move for black, but rook c3, well, it does put pressure on the weaknesses immediately. But seeing all these practical problems, Spassky played queen g5, which was the whole point. he was waiting for black to play c5 and then queen g5. Bye bye to the queens, and the endgame is going to be a nightmare for black. Um,
So wait. So what was the point of Rook H3?
he's going for the weaknesses in the endgame.
I-
It's a very impressive idea, I think. It deactivates c5 entirely. If you look at it from the start, he sees rook b8 and c5 coming. It is annoying. He can also double up on the b5. I mean, he will get some things going on the queen side. So h4 actually has the plan of queen g5 at the right moment. And I think rook h3 is also necessary for tactical reasons because queen g5 allows queen takes f2, but not with the rook on h3 because after c5, queen g5, if he takes on f2, now we have rook f3. We're going to win material if he goes queen g1, which is the only safe spot, bishop b5, and well, at least we win a piece. Um, yeah, the knight on d7 is dead, or he has to sacrifice queen for a rook and a bishop. Queen takes d1, but not enough. Um, so it was a very deep maneuver. And rook h3 is just perfect to put pressure on the queen side pawns and well to make queen g5 tactically sound.
so he saw that on move 13 before move 13.
Yeah, when he played h4,
Yeah.
he at
So
least
from here he
he
saw that.
needed to see it. Yeah, he needed to see it here. I don't know. What I don't know about this game is if this maneuver was prep or if he found it over the board.
Yeah, because
If
move
he found it
well.
over the board,
I
well,
yeah, I think it was the first champion, like the first match, um, where I was reading that in kind of like the second half of the match, Spassky started playing offbeat openings, um,
hmm,
and then he was doing well, and then he switched. Yeah, he stopped doing that. I think, but he was playing. Yeah, he was playing weird openings. I think that was the first match. Do you remember that at all?
yeah. And in the first match, Spassky made this strange tactical mistake during during the preparation. I don't know what happened, but he tried to beat Petrosian with some of his own weapons. He played the Torre attack. I think in the first game he got crushed. I mean, Petrosian understood it better, and he he won easily with the black pieces. Um, yeah, apparently the openings were questioned a little bit. Kasparov talks about it in his book. Like
Um,
it was not the right strategy he chose for the match. And well, in all, maybe he wasn't mature enough to defeat Petrosian at once, which makes sense. I mean, player like Petrosian losing the first defense of his title, well, it would be surprising. But then Spassky just um, came much stronger to the second match. Um, but this game left a good impression. It was the last game with the decisive result in the match, and he pulled this off. It looks like
yeah.
Petrosian is playing with the white pieces. This timely queen g5 is just beautiful. And the endgame is hopeless to some extent because, well, the bishop is much better. It's going to be way superior in this quite open position, and well, black's king queen side is falling apart.
But do you think
So
do you, like um Queen G5 though? I mean, must have been a consideration by Petrosian. Why do you think he allowed it?
mostly, I think he didn't find a good antidote. um, in that playing h6 is well probably comes at a risk too. I don't know if g4 isn't a thing immediately if you play h6, g4 with the idea of g5, for example. Because to stop it, you have to do some weird maneuver. You have to play some weird maneuver, like I don't know, Queen E7 maybe. It looks odd. Uh, or H6, which creates well, essentially a hook that we can maybe put pressure on immediately. Maybe he thought his chances were better in holding this than getting slaughtered on the king side prematurely. Uh, at this point, I'm sure he had seen it already. I mean, it's almost impossible to think that he wouldn't consider Queen G5. Um, maybe he just accepted his fate in that sense. He didn't want to get slaughtered on the on the king side. Um, but it's a guess. I mean, the endgame is pretty horrible, I have to say. Maybe considering the options, he thought he was the superior technical player and that he would get chances to hold against a younger opponent who might not have the patience. But no, the position is just way too bad, I guess. Um, Rook b7. And now the move you had mentioned, Rook b3. I mean, no nonsense on the b file, just its change. And the a pawn is dead. Funnily enough, that pawn won't hold because we have g3, bishop g2, so a rook on a8 will be cast away. Rook a8, rook c4, just to make his pieces a little bit more passive. Of course, it's an endgame. It went on for some time, but the a pawn is dead, and well, you can trust the player of this level to win if they win that pawn. And there's never any a5 because before and the pawn is dead anyway. So king f8, and there it goes. It fell finally. King e7. It went on for some more moves. Too long, honestly. I don't know why, but the resistance wasn't so good. But well, the pawns are just advancing, so I guess it's hard enough. Well, this is just good calculation. Rook h2 didn't work. Check. King d8, c5, and he called it a day. Knight c8, rook a8, and bishop e7. So, um, but yeah, quite impressive prophylactic skills. And not from Petrosian, from his opponent. Which,
Yeah.
if you made me guess, I would say it's Petrosian's Pasky, not the other way around. But there you go. These guys can do everything well, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny that this is just move 13. Like Rook H3 is move 14. That's that's about as fast as you can get into this type of position. Like,
Yeah, true.
yeah, it seems like such
Yeah,
a clean, and simple way to convert the game with the Rook H3 and then Queen G5. Get the
yeah,
kings
and
out.
in kills, I mean, once you know, that's also the thing. Once you know what your opponent's intention is, and you more or less have it very clear that this is his plan and he can't really do anything else, well, then you can start to think about how to stop it. Of course, this is very advanced. The rook h3 stuff to play queen h5 and have this rook f3, it's all very, very deep. Especially because when we play a move like h4, it's supposed to be to attack on the king side in a situation like this,
And Queen E7
but
is
it ended
just
up being a
Queen E7 here is just like too slow, right? I mean,
in retrospect, it might be like, for example, here, Rook H3, maybe you have to do this because that endgame was
well, I mean before Rook A B8, like Queen E7 immediately.
even
I guess
before,
it's similar, it's same idea. I guess it's
might even transpose.
yeah.
um, well, it makes sense. I'm pretty sure it's better than what happened because it was very, very. bad as it was. I mean, I think this will probably come anyway. Rook b3 will probably be a good resource. Um, no, I guess you're right. I mean, practically speaking, the endgame is just a nightmare. So
Yeah,
anything seems to be
yeah,
more justified.
yeah. H4 Queen G5 is nice because, I mean, that's the way I like to play now. It's like against extremely strongly influenced by your style, but just to play against these static weaknesses, or I guess they're not really static, but the pawn structure on the queen side, um,
Mhm.
this h4 queen g5 just guarantees that you get to play against those weaknesses.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And even if it's a lot of work in the end game, it's a pleasant job. I mean, it's black who has to defend a horrible position anyway, so
Yeah,
let
and
them suffer, I
yeah, and it's
guess.
and you're playing. How do they say this? You're playing. It's
For
a
true results.
two result. Yeah, two result. There's not you're
Yeah,
not White's not in danger of losing. You'd have to really blunder to lose. So it's kind of a risk free.
exactly.
Yeah, like worst case scenario, White draws. Yeah.
And that's an idea that you can incorporate to your game. Instead of, well, sometimes that maximalism where you have to find the absolute crashing move, sometimes just going into a very pleasant endgame where your opponent has a hard time defending makes your life easier, especially if it's still sharp. Uh, yeah.
It's not all. I'm all or nothing. Like yeah, yeah. I gotta. Do you know of any like famous players who were perfectionists? I mean, there's probably many of them, but to a fault.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, Grishuk gets into time trouble in the opening. I mean, but I don't know if he'd be one. So maybe not. There's not any. Are there none that come to your off the top of your head?
I'm thinking of people who would get in time trouble. Grisho would often get in time trouble very early in the game and then play perfectly somehow anyway.
Yeah, yeah, he could get,
um,
but he's also a very, very good blitz player, though, right? So he could kind of get away with
yeah,
it. He could get away with it.
I think Shirov used to
Oh,
to
really?
have that problem to a certain extent also. Um, Ivan Chuk at some point,
Oh,
maybe.
oh, right, right,
Uh,
right. That's a good example.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that they are very low on the clock and they still play perfectly, so they don't mind probably.
Well, Ivanchuk now, I mean, maybe in his younger days, but like now he has a lot of heartaches where he gets into time show and doesn't make it out. um,
Yeah, yeah,
I
it makes
feel
sense.
that's who I can relate with. Like that's what a lot of my games feel like. Yeah,
Getting on time and getting desperate. Yeah.
but he's still playing actively, right? And he's like, what is
Y-
it, six? Is he in his
Well, it's
sixties?
extremely active. Like the last year, he played like I don't know, 100 and something games. It's insane. Like one game in 3 days, each 3 days, and he just took a tour there and played everything.
He's kind of
Uh,
turning. He's turning into like Korchnoi, where
yeah,
like Korchinoi's longevity. That's pretty cool.
it's funny because he's still 26, large and playing that amount of games in wherever in open tournaments, and he's still way above 2600. That is very impressive. It's very hard to maintain a ranking that high, playing that amount of games in, well, in tournaments where where you don't even select them, like you just play. uh,
I've heard some really cool stories about him. Like where he legitimately loves chess so much, not just at the top levels, but I've heard stories where like if he's playing in an open tournament or he's playing at a tournament and if there's a lower section, he'll go and walk over to the TD and ask them for like I've heard this story of that he'll ask them, can I see score sheet, and then so the arbiter gives them the score sheet, and this is a game from like under like 1600 section, and because he thought it was interesting, but he said no, all the score sheets. So he would look through every single game of all these players like under 1600, and because he thought they were interesting, and I mean that's a whole other level,
No,
right? Like who's doing that? But that shows like really how deeply passionate he is. And
they
he
say Tal was like that.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah, Tal was like that. Tal play against pretty much anyone. It didn't matter if he, of course, the guy was basically huge with pretty much any other player who was an elite, but he'll still play pretty much anyone at any time, and he'll analyze anyone's game. He really loved the game, and he'll just be um, totally willing to analyze any position with anyone. It's uh,
It's probably
just brief chess.
fun to look at the lower rated games too, because you get such uh, interesting positions that they don't get in their games. You know, because so yeah, but that's it's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. People who just love the game so much they care about nothing else. They just see the
Yeah.
position. They
Yeah. Yeah.
they get lost in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially at like as somebody as legendary as Ivanchuk. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool to see. Um, okay, wait. Well, yeah. Thank you again. So, what I took away from this lesson, as I mean, we already knew, but it helps to have just underlying the fact. Have to work on my perfectionism, and if there's a logical move, I should yeah, like the main takeaway. Yeah, if there's a logical move, sometimes I can talk myself out of playing it because I'm thinking like I'm overthinking it really, or I'll see a ghost, or I'll have um, like a conflict with my memory. But if I can't explain technically, like with a reason, like a a move sequence of why I can't play it, I should play the logical move.
I will say one more thing before we go. Before I go, you have the calculation skills. I mean, I see you solve puzzles, and I see that your calculation has really improved over time.
It used to
So
be
you,
my
if you need to cut,
it,
uh
do you remember like when we first started doing lessons? Calculation, I think, was my weakest point.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was
So,
the weak
yeah,
spot.
yeah,
Yeah. It's gotten so much better. So you definitely have the tools you need to justify something with some short variations. You don't need much most of the time. So uh, some lines to support your idea, and yeah, focusing on moves that seem to make sense to you, the natural moves in a position first than before anything, I guess. Especially if you have such a stable advantage and you have to say, okay, I gotta keep making reasonable moves and I will be fine. Well, you can support those with lines and you have the tools to do it.
and maybe part of that is confidence, and I do think I lack confidence. Uh, I'm a I'm kind of a
In your
do
calculations
just
or,
well, just in
in
general,
game.
just yeah, just in games, like
Mhm.
I'm a bit of a doomer, and I'm always like, yeah, I mean in some ways it's good because it makes you really cautious, um but in a lot of ways it's bad because then that also feeds into my perfectionism, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, you have great position and you basically think it's not enough, maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that game you showed. Yeah, when his king was exposed on G7 or wherever it was. Yeah, it was the game that I lost. The previous game that we looked at. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm like I have to punish his terrible position, and I have to yeah, and maybe that's part of it too. I try to punish too much. Um,
Do it perfectly, or the game just it's just not worth it.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, and that also feeds into my time trouble issue, right? This all is related. All of this stuff is related. If I could get a handle onto this, this could put me up another leap, right? Like, because yeah, the
Yeah, you would avoid a lot of problems in these games, converting especially, I think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again. I know it's very late there. I appreciate your time,
Thanks.
and I guess next week again, right?
Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah. Okay.
See you
Thank
next
you.
week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Okay. 1 second, folks, while I take care of some technical things here. I've got a lot of stuff. Yeah. Thanks again to Alessandro for his time. It's very late there. It is 1 a.m. where he is. So he really carves out a good deal of time to help me with my lessons. I'm just going to grab a drink and then I'll be back in like 2 minutes here. I don't. Oh, I do have a be right back screen on mobile, so I'll be back. I'll be right back in 2 minutes while I get a drink. Boo! I'm back. Okay, let me adjust a few things. Take this out. I I think like I have to set this up is a real technical undertaking to do uh, to live stream with somebody else getting their camera into my feed and then multi-streaming to 3 different platforms and all of that stuff is there's so much to set up. It's crazy. So I just have to change the size of my board now back to 72% is the magic number. I'm at 71. It's so hard to change. There we go, 72. So that's done. And now I'm going to close this. And that's loaded. Okay, should be good to go. So regarding the Ivanchuk Danya game, volume went up. Yeah, I increased the volume up right now. So sorry if you have to adjust your levels on your end. It's because I removed the headset and adjusted the microphone volume. But in that famous video of Ivanchuk against Naroditsky, if you don't know anything about Naroditsky, to me that video exemplifies what Danya really was like. Just the way he reacted to his win. He was truly devastated by how he won, like on the clock or like that. So that's just, he didn't say a single word, and yet it really, yeah, just tells you everything you need to know about him. Okay, I'm going to play a game. I am back at 2100, and yes, Richardon, you are now a mod on Twitch, so hopefully you can take care of that. There's usually 1 or 2 spam bots that come every stream. You would think Twitch could handle them because it's a very obvious spam message that they put every time. I don't know why Twitch can't internally do something about that. Okay, here we go. So going to play a game. Why do I have... Okay, I'm on the wrong screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm all good to go here. Oh, I don't hear sound. Oh crap. I gotta fix this. Disable. Okay, do I have sound now? Yeah, there we go. Okay. We have the delayed Alapin. As I said, I'm back in 2100 land, but I'm just treading water here. I would like to get home, which is 2150. So I want to get home here because it's been a long time. And then I'll try to get back to 2200. I think I play e6 here, even before I put the bishop out. And I don't want to spend too much time on remembering. Because it's move 5. I already spent 30 seconds, which is not great. Yeah, so I'm going to go knight bd7. In some lines, I think you can even go knight fd7. If queen a4, probably just queen c7 or something. So do I want to go a6 now immediately? There's still queen a4. Or maybe I could... His queen might be trapped. Takes. It's almost trapped there. Knight b6. It's not quite trapped, though. That's too fancy. I'm just going to go bishop d6. Possibly h6. But I'm probably just overthinking it. So let's just go bishop d6. I am playing way too slowly now. Playing way too slowly. D4 concerns me a little bit. And bishop g5. Well, okay, that seems like a mistake. Okay, I'm going to castle. That's a weird move. I don't know if I could have punished it. My volume seems very low. It's probably because I have my fan on. Okay. Can I take and then queen b6? So you can take here. Oh, is this a problem? I can take with the knight. Should I take on d4? He gets an isolated pawn, but it's not the end of the world. He's got dynamic play. Am I probably overthinking this? 6. I could maybe take here first. You might even be able to just take here. I feel like there's a tactic brewing. That's why I'm burning a lot of time here. I feel like I could also go knight f6. That seems quite good. I get a tempo on the queen. Knight g4, queen g4, knight f6. I don't know if that's best. I'm going to play it though. I'm burning so much time here. It just yeah, I don't know if there was a tactic. You would think there would be some tactic. If bishop g5, I just take the queen. Okay, he's threatening bishop g5 now. Queen b6 might win a piece. No, it doesn't. I'm really playing this slowly. Okay, I'm going to take, or maybe a6 first. It doesn't really change anything. Okay, let's take here. So cd, and there's queen b6. There's knight c3. I just feel that there. I feel like I missed something tactically. That's what I feel. Okay, maybe queen c7. Because yeah, just or possibly h6 first. Is bishop g5 a concern? I don't know if it's a concern. I mean, I don't know about taking on h2 there. I might just want to play h6. I'm going to play h6 because that I don't want that pin. You could argue it's slow, but my knight is very, very happy on f6 here. Light squared bishop is going to go to b7. You could consider e5, but no, my bishop's going to go to b7. I'm really curious about that opening. I feel tactically. Man, I'm getting a lot of people messaging me on Lee Chess right now. Okay. So for those people messaging me on Lee Chess right now, I'm sorry, but I don't play random, or I don't play random viewers. It's not really what my stream is about. Again, so close to there being tactics. I might be able to get b2, or because takes and then queen b6. Takes queen b6 maybe. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Queen b6 here. I think I can win b2. Or maybe he can. No, I think this wins b2. Okay, yeah. People keep messaging me. Please stop messaging me when you know I'm streaming. Asking to play. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't play viewers. I'm paranoid. I used to play viewers when I first started streaming, like 7-8 years ago. I almost never won. That's one reason I don't play. But just one. I just there's many reasons I don't play viewers. Okay. Do I have a5? I mean, so a5, he moves the queen somewhere, but then it's hard to kick this bishop out. What's wrong with a6? He just moves the bishop somewhere. I could maybe go knight d5. That's an interesting move, queen b4. My knight is already... I like where my knight is, but... So probably queen b3. Okay, let's just go here. I'm overthinking this. Did I learn nothing from the lesson I just got from Alessandro? Apparently not. I'm such a perfectionist. So I just got to make moves. Just make logical moves. I'm totally overthinking things. A6, C4. I just make moves, man. Just play. Just make a move. I try so hard to make perfect moves. I think I actually have to take now, and suddenly my great position is not so great anymore. I could go for a minority attack. Where does this bishop go? Okay, let's go b5. Oh, what did I do? I don't know what happened this game. I had a good position, and I literally learned nothing from the lesson I just had. I learned absolutely nothing. Okay, I don't want to. Okay, well now I am going to go to bishop b7, and this is my chance to like move quickly now. I mean, I thought so long there, and I achieved nothing from thinking long. It really felt like there were tactics, though. I bet I missed some tactic. Okay, come in, be annoying. I mean, are we going to fight? Okay, let's just go here. Let's just go here. So if he puts a rook on d1, I'm probably going to go to f4. But where am I going after that? I guess I could always go to g6 if I have to. And I have a discovery. Oh, wait, did I have a discovery last move? No, I didn't. So rook d1. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe knight f4 takes. So he moves the knight somewhere. I really don't have anything. I'm really curious to look at this game with the engine. Okay, I have a discovery here. So, but I don't have a good discovery. F5, he has limited square. I guess he can come in here. I could double up. Should I just go here? Okay, let's just go here. Overthinking it. So where does he go, actually? He has to defend it, right? Oh, he can go there. Okay, I have maybe bishop f3. Let's play that. This is okay. That's okay. What a weird move. It's just a weird position. Okay, what does he do? He can challenge me. He can do that. And then what do I do? What do I do? Because I'm gonna keep the bishop. I'm gonna keep the bishop because his bishop is awkward on d1. His rooks want to be there. And then what do I do with the knight? Here maybe knight d7. Yeah, I could get a pig on this. Okay, let's get a pig. He can bring the knight back. Okay, I'm doing this because I have rook g2. So 2 threats here. So rook f2, then I go rook a d8. Yeah, I just need to play simple. Not all the time, but like I do overthink things, and then I get into time trouble. So I really just have to play without such perfectionism. I'm not used to the highlighting of the moderator chat. It's a little distracting. I'm just not used to it. I don't know if you guys see the highlighting on your end when a moderator types. In the in my my chat setup, when a moderator types something, it highlights the whole message, so it really stands out. Okay, so I'm in time trouble, but my opponent is getting a bit low as well. Yeah, so his bishop is a little awkward on d1 still. I've lost my focus, by the way, but yeah, my bishop, I'm happy I kept my bishop because look at the control it has. And his three pieces apart from the knight they're all awkward. So what if he goes rook f1 and then I have this windmill? I'll get 2 pawns at least. If not, there might even be a mate coming up because I can bring in the other rook here. I might be able to just put the other rook on d2. What about bishop f3? I mean, he could take. It's not the end of the world. Bishop f3. He might have, but his rook is really awkward. Did my voice just crack? I'm too old for puberty. Bishop f3. That I win a pawn. I can just take and then go rook d2. I might just do that. Oh, he can take a6. He can take a6. So should I go here? Okay, I don't know about that. Because I could have taken and played rook d2, and then I could have played a5. Maybe I should have done that. I don't know. Okay, we're now equal on the clock. What's the line? They call me Jenny from the block. What's the line? Rotate your phone horizontal-ish. Rotate your phone. The other thing you can do is you go to on your app. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm gonna take now. You go to YouTube and then you go to Shorts and then you click on the video. And then you click on subscriptions or you click on live. Okay, so if he takes on b5, I can take here. But then he gets this. Okay, well, I can go check. But then what? Oh God, I'm blowing the clock here. I'm still Jenny from the block. Are there any other Jenny from the block lines in the... Is it just I'm still Jenny from the block? Is that the only line? It's more important than chess lines. Yeah, he's trying to get me out of there. Okay, just move. You don't have infinite time. Maybe I should go here, because then I have bishop d5. That's the only line. Okay, thank you for looking into that. I'm still Jenny from the block. D. Oh God, am I dead? No, he can't go here. Oh, okay. Oh God. Okay, I'll take that. Don't move the knight. Well, now it doesn't matter. Okay, so now, before I really screw up, let's just create some lift. I mean, I had Luft. What am I doing? I'm panicking. Okay, this is weak. Uh-oh. He can go here, though. No, he can't. I'm on the knight. So he's got to take here. And then I'm going here. Okay, boom. Oh, God. That is annoying. I'm going to have to flag him. Oh, crap. It's not even going to work, eh? I screwed it up. I'm going to have to try to flag. He's got this. I think it's now or never. Can I come in? I'm going to be greedy. This is greedy. Okay. That was way too close. Still not over. I mean, this should be winning, though. This should be winning. Oh, God, that was way too close. Oh, it should not have been that close. Okay, holding into the 2100s. That was terribly played. I would rate my play a C or C minus. That was not good. So looking at it again, I spent too much time on these moves. A little silver back. Oh, let me do a count. So on Twitch, we have 3 viewers. On the YouTube, we have 12 right now. Just curious if I got any new subs. No new subs. That's fine with me. Okay. Yeah, and then I spent too much time here. Like, I mean, I should probably just play A6 because it doesn't hurt to play it. I spent so much time because I still think I missed at least one tactic. There must have been a tactic. Abanoob says rook D2. I would bet money I missed at least one tactic this game. That's why I spent a lot of time. I was really looking for tactics. Couldn't find any though. Like instead of H6, I could have played A6, but eventually I didn't want Bishop G5. I mean, it's just annoying. So I didn't want to allow it. Queen B6, I'm not 100% sure of, but I wanted my bishop. Maybe I could have considered Bishop D7, but then there's Rook D1. So, or I could have played A6 B5 here, maybe. A6 B5. Why didn't I do that? Although that might have ran into like B5. There's Bishop F3. Then I have to play Rook A7, which I could have done. So I could have maybe played A6 here. And then I spent a lot of time here. A6 seems natural, but then I forget. He can just move the bishop, right? So I didn't see the value of playing A6. But this didn't really do me any better. And he should have taken the knight, in my opinion. You know, because then he can just put a knight on D4. Nimzovich. Okay. So I like my play here though. I like Bishop F3 and I like Bishop C6 because as a result, so this was a position here, right? And this is a position now. Our bishop's still on the long diagonal, and now white's bishop's on d1. This is awkward for white. So this is a net gain for black, I believe. F4, his light squares are still weak around the king. So yeah, this was looking very good for black. I think black's just winning now. Okay, Rich, let's see if it works for me. Damn, I'm getting old and out of shape. It's a chore to get out of my chair. I feel it in my thighs and everything. What's up with that? Okay, so I'm on my phone. I'm going to shorts. Okay, I gotta restart YouTube because it's glitchy as hell. Okay, shorts. Oh, I was already on shorts. So, oh my god, why is it not working? There. Okay, and then so I click on shorts and I click on live. And there I am. It's as simple as that. It's just you go on your app to YouTube. Then you click on shorts at the bottom. Shorts, right? Then you click on whatever video is playing. Whatever video is playing, you click on it to pause it. And then at the top there will be little buttons that, and you can click on live or you can click on subscriptions and I should show up. So that's how you do it. But it has to be the YouTube app. Okay, so yeah, I played A5. So at this point, I was already getting a bit low on the clock. But this should be like close to winning for black. I'm guessing like close to -2, maybe -1.5 or something. Tough choice. I mean, yeah, at this point I was really low on the clock. Tough choice which pawn to take, but he does have a majority here, so I took on b2 and yeah, just brought the bishop back, and this is a bit of a time scramble. I was happy to trade. I mean, I had the time advantage, I think, at this point, so equality was fine for me. And then he just hung this fork. But this got really dangerous. So this was interesting. I managed to survive, but yeah, this is funny because this is quite complicated. If this was like a classical time control, this would have been a headache. Yeah, so I took the pawn and then I came back because there's no way. I don't think we can go after these pawns here. It just feels too slow. And even this, I'm not sure. Like, is white winning this? Because I think white's winning this. I think he might have misplayed something. So I brought in the king, and that might have been critical. That might have been absolutely crucial. So I thought he was going to go knight c5, but that would have just transposed to what happened in the game, I think. So I think king f8 was necessary. And it's really funny that I'm close enough. Yeah, so had he played knight f4, I don't know if I want to take right away because he does have an outside pass pawn here, so he could, he could go after these and he could be winning there. So this is complicated. Had he gone knight f4, maybe I go king e8 and then king b6. Yeah, I don't know. This might be losing for black. I'm using Android. Yeah, so you click on the video and then at the top there should be these things at the top. You see? So when you pause the video, at the top you have those. And then you click live. You did that, and there's no buttons. There's no little buttons. You pause the video, and then at the top you see that. Maybe your, I don't know, your settings are different, I guess. Yeah. So yeah. So if knight c5, yeah. If I take immediately, then he's winning. So I think knight c5, white's winning here because I come in. King b6. Oh no, I'm okay. I wait till his king moves. But what if he pushes? Like knight c5, king e8. What if he goes c2? Oh, same thing. It transposes. Check. Yeah, okay. So I was safe here. So I think king f8 was absolutely critical. Yeah, this transposes. And I this should be winning here. Because, yeah, he has to take. Is this winning, though? Takes. Yeah, that's winning. Okay, yeah, close one, though. Okay, let's look at that. What's the engine? Boop, boop. But that was way closer than I wanted it to be. On the other hand, I was also up on the clock. He only had 2 seconds. That's the other thing to consider. So he could have queened and I still would have won. Okay, looking good so far. No mistakes. But 5 inaccuracies. So technically no mistakes, but lots of mistakes. You were just in. So you guys can't find my stream? It's weird that I can see it. Are you guys subscribed to me on YouTube? Maybe that's why. I don't know why it's not loading for you guys. It could, you know what it could be? You know what it could be? Probably not. But I wonder if it's because you started by watching my horizontal stream. And so YouTube is still kind of wanting to hook you up to the horizontal stream instead of the vertical stream. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, anyways, looking at this with the engine. So this was all fine. I guess I didn't miss tactics. Maybe I did around move 16. But yeah, there were no tactics. And that's something I spend too much time on is, yeah, again, trying to play so perfectly and hunt down everything. I don't like missed opportunities. E5 is interesting here. So E5, queen moves somewhere. And then E4? E4, let's just say he goes knight D2. And then he can't go here. Okay, he has to move the queen again because there's tactics here. Okay, interesting. E5 though was an interesting idea. But H6 is not terrible. But my time management is already a disaster here. Like, this is move 9. The first few moves shouldn't even count. I'm already behind on the clock at this point. And then I spend, like, seriously, this is absolutely... Okay, I thought there might have been tactics here, but still, I spent 1 minute and 10 seconds on knight G4. 1 minute and 10 seconds. a minute and 10 seconds. That's over 10% of my starting time. A tenth of my starting time on this move. Again, I thought there might have been tactics, so I was looking for them, but I shouldn't spend a full minute, maybe 30 seconds. That's just bad time management. Okay, here I moved quickly because I planned out that I was going to play knight f6. Also, perhaps slightly too slow, 30 seconds on this capture. And then I think I spent, 30 seconds here. It's always a tough balance for me between trying to play well and trying to win the game. You see, it works for Mononoko. I don't know why it doesn't work for some of you. When you click on, for those of you that it's not working for, when you click on my video, not my video, on whatever video is showing on YouTube Shorts, you don't see the buttons that show up? Or do you see the buttons and I just don't show up? The other possibility is because since I just started streaming to YouTube Shorts or YouTube Vertical like a few days ago, it's very possible that YouTube is still kind of throttling how much it's exposing. That could be what it is. It could be, but then again, for subscribers, it should probably automatically show it. Especially, because it should prioritize the subscriptions. I could understand if you weren't subscribed, but if you're subscribed to my channel, you'd think it would show it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So again, 1 minute. 1 minute. And so between two moves, I spent 20% of my time. And the moves don't matter. It was not a critical position. I spent 2 minutes on two moves. And that's just my perfection. Like, I can play quicker. That's the thing. You know, I'm 2200 bullet. I can play quicker, but it's so hard for me psychologically to play quicker when I feel I might be able to play a better move. Okay. Knight d5, top move. Look at that. Look at that. Bam. Best move. Yeah, so a6, I thought he could just move the bishop, and that is the best move, bishop b2. So I was correct. It just felt that my knight centralized made sense. Queen b3. So it wants to go knight f4, though. So I should have viewed this more as a pivoting move with tempo. So what does knight f4 do for me? Let's just say he does nothing. Let me find another nothing move. So e5, and let's just say he does another nothing move. Oh, bishop h3 or I like this. Makes sense. Wow, e5 to transfer the queen over. Interesting. And this bishop. Oh, sorry. Wait, what move was I looking at? I forget. Was I looking at this? But there's also bishop here, and then and then he's got a, and then knight. So what does this do? Oh, then we have a discovery. Okay, so the knight's just annoying and tricky here. Kind of interesting. And again, e5 was an idea. Hard for me to consider. Anyways, knight f4 was a move. This was fine. And I'm down to 4 minutes now. I'm picking up the pace. Yeah, so he played g3 to stop knight f4, and yeah, this was all fine. Yeah, bishop f3 was best, and bishop t6. Okay, I top two moves. Bam, bam. Top two moves. Look at that. Very nice. And top move, top move, top move. Tied was top. It's suggesting BA for some reason, which I'm too lazy to look at. Bishop c4 was better. Oh, bishop c4 is nice. I also could have went check, right? I could have done that. My time gets a bit bad here. So where did I burn time? This move. A little slow. 20 seconds. To be fair, I was making sure there weren't... I was looking at this, but I had rook c2. And actually I had knight e8. But I was looking at back rank threats. And then this terrified me. Then I realized I had knight a8. Yeah, I grabbed that once. I was really worried about the. Yeah, and then he just blundered there. Okay, play another one. So yeah, I just need to keep playing more practically and playing quicker. Trying not to play so perfect. So that's so tough for me. Okay. 21-16. A ways to go to feel comfortable with my rating. I hate this just because I just find it boring and unimaginative. I just don't enjoy it. I just don't like playing it. The closed Sicilian. I think maybe I should have played e5 actually. I might play it now because f4 is always annoying. I'll pre-move it. And okay, now what? We have this King's Indian attack. I don't know how to play these positions. Probably I need to play on the queen side and then highlight this bishop. So I might go rook b8 or bishop d7. This could be a problem. Everything could be a problem. Is this a move? I'm going to go rook b8. And then maybe bishop d7. That's me play. Oh, he moved already? Where did he go? Bishop e3. Okay, yeah, let's go here. So there's always king h2. Okay, b5. Bishop g5 is annoying. Maybe I'm okay there. Okay, I'm going to go b4. If knight d5, I'll take. So a5, I'm thinking. He's fast. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this position. This looks very bad for me. This looks very bad. Wondering about d5. Oh, f5 or c5. I mean falls. Ah, this is a bad position. Okay, so bishop h6 takes queen g5. Maybe I'm holding there. Maybe. Does knight e5 do anything? Okay, just make a move. I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I do not like this position. I don't like it. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I am curious what I did wrong. Like e takes f4, I think was right. What did I do wrong? I'll need to learn what I did wrong. I'm just not happy about this position. His bishop's not cut. I ruled this out before because there was bishop c5. So can I push here now? He can just take. This is not a good position. Okay, let's just make a move before I flag. Just make a move before I flag. So if b3, can I take here? Probably not. No, because he's going to get the piece back. Interesting idea, though. So b3, and then what? I have no moves. I have no moves. I can't explain how much I hate this position for black. Black has nothing to play for here. Okay, if queen g, okay. What about now? And then here, nah. Here and then here, take. It's gonna be too awkward. Is h5 a move? Could be dangerous. This comes. Really not a fan. Really not a fan. Knight e5, maybe baiting d4. No. Knight g8. I have no moves. Like this is the most miserable position. I'm going to play h5. I mean, the only other thing I can do is just move back and forth. I don't see any progressive moves for black here. I'm sure there are, but I just don't see any. I don't see them. And I don't know what I'm going to do next. Maybe knight h7. Okay, he's hitting my pawn. Annoying. So I could go here. He just pushes. Takes. Can I get away with that? Okay, I'm going to do that. d4, I'll go cd. His knight comes in, but I'm blockading two of his pawns here. and C file opens up. But I really need to learn something from the engine in this game. Yeah. So I have queen b6. I have queen b6. Dangerous though. So rook c8. Rook c8 takes. Takes, check, takes. And then he's got this here. Yeah. Push. Push. I mean, takes. Maybe I'm okay there. Okay, let's go here. Move that. I hate this position. Rook c3 maybe. Rook c3's got knight here. Okay, if I go here, this still, it's always dangerous. I go here, here. Here I've got queen g5, so knight h7 maybe. Ugh, oh my god. I'm really curious what the computer will have recommended. Boom, boom, check. I think I'm okay there. Boom, boom. Yeah, check takes. Because am I, or do I lose a pawn there? Takes, no, because I'm getting this pawn. I'm getting the F pawn. Takes, check. Takes, check. Takes. I think that's equal. But uncomfortable. Equal but uncomfortable. I think it's equal. F6, queen F6, knight H5. Okay, it goes there. If I go here first, there's this check. I'm going to do it this way. Oh, crap. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh, God. There's so many tactics here to worry about. Okay, this should be equal. Way down on the clock. Pre-move that. I'm really curious what I could have done better in the first half, though. It was a brutal position that we were in. Thing is, he can't move his queen away. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's just take. I'm gonna push this. Let's go here. I'm gonna go here now. Then I can attack this. Oh, no. Oh, I thought I could. Okay, I thought he couldn't do that. Okay. This is not good because he's going to get a knight to d4 or f4. I want to keep this knight on e4, but yeah, he's coming in. He's coming in. He gets to choose how he does it. And his knight's going to ultimately trick me. He's going to ultimately trick me with that knight. That's how I will lose. Is this knight is going to trick me. That's how I will lose. And it's so hard to play against a knight on the clock. I'm going to take it. It's too tricky. I could... Oh, knights on both... Pawns on both sides of the board. But his pawns are fixed. I mean, I really shouldn't go for that. Okay, let's go here. My pawns are in dark squares, so that's good. My pawns are in dark squares. I was considering this trade, but pawns are on both sides of the board. So I'm going to try to be tricky with my knight, but I've got no time. I have no time. Here. He can't. Okay, so he can just pass the time. And let's just make a move before I flag. But I'm in critical time trouble here. Critical. 38 seconds. Impossible. It's impossible. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, straight to the engine. What could I have done better? The opening, man. I hated my position. Damn. Oh, I missed a win here? Every move is winning? Wait, what? What? I'm confused. So I had rook g3 and rook e3. I had knight of 4. What? Okay. Huh. Wow. I thought this was equal. I don't think every move is completely winning. Yeah, because he's got a bad bishop. We have a good knight, even though there's pawns on both sides of the board. But wow. So it was a time issue. Damn. Well, I blundered here too. I blundered, but it was a time issue, really. I had 35 seconds. So, but the opening, though, was uncomfortable. Was it E5? Yeah, I mean, E5 is not... Normally, the computer likes E5 here. I played it specifically to fight against F4. But maybe E6 is a better way to do it. Like Rook B8, F4, and then E6. And then it's a little bit harder for him to attack. I don't know. I mean, this was fine, really. So it was just a time issue for the most part, because I didn't make any mistakes. Maybe some inaccuracies. Yeah, Bishop G5 was stronger. I thought that might be more annoying. I just needed to play quicker. Where did I burn time? Well, this is move 16, so I played a little slow here. Oh, this was terrible though. This was, yeah, this H. Oh yeah, H5. I burned a lot of time. How much time? A minute, almost a minute and a half. A minute and a half. 15% of my starting time on H5. Where was that? Where's H5? Here. And it wasn't even, yes, I could, it says I could play anything, but this looked very scary. So Queen E7. Let's say Rook F2. Yeah, computer says we can do anything. I don't know. I guess I just had to play quicker. Okay, well, got a loss there. I don't mind losing, but that one's a little frustrating because it's still not so obvious why I lost. I mean, it was partly time induced, and I did just blunder at the end. So it really came down to the clock. Which is often the case. Okay, waiting for this guy to start the game. Oh, I believe we go D4 here. Because E5 is a threat. And then am I just getting the center here? Does he still have E5? I don't have to take on E5. Okay, I have C4, Bishop C4. I don't think I want C4. C5. I don't know. Do I want this? I don't know. I don't know. Is knight b6 a move? Probably. I don't really mind it though. I'm more worried about c5. Okay, e5. Can I just castle here? He does knight b6 and bishop g4. Okay, yeah. He might just have knight b6, bishop g4. But this seems like it should be okay for white. Okay, knight c3 maybe. Do I want to take on e5? I don't really think I want to. Takes. Let's say knight takes. Takes. No. Still don't love knight b6. I think I'm going to go knight c3 here. Keep it classical. And can I go knight g5? So he castles, let's say. And then I can maybe take here. I could also change that move order. Takes knight g5. Can I do that? Hello, Humberto. I think both moves might work. Either taking on e5 or knight g5 right away. Knight g5, castles, fe. I don't know. I don't know if they're different. I'll just play one of them. I'll just play one of them. I might even have bishop f7 here. Bishop f7, and then I have either check or check. His queen is almost trapped. So do Schrodinger's knight. That stops. That stops. Okay, so yeah, let's do it knight g5. Yeah, I'm getting the rook and a pawn, but this also looks strong. They both look good. Is this annoying? No, this has to be strong. Which do we choose? Which do we choose? Because bishop f7 is very interesting. He could go king f8 though. But then this is so good. Oh, I don't know how to choose. They're so good. They're both so good, man. Check, check. But after king e8, I don't like that as much. I mean, we're still going to get the rook back. I think knight g5 first might be better. But his king doesn't move. That's the difference. Rook f8. There's almost rook f7 there, but let's say check, take queen somewhere. Or probably queen c7. I don't like that as much. I think I'm going to go here. Bishop f7. King takes knight g5. I'm going to go for that one. I don't even know if this is worth it. I mean, because I might take this one. It's a little bit harder for him to get my knight back. You know, although maybe he just goes like queen b6. Yeah, he just has queen b6. Yeah, I should probably go to f7. Do I have time for queen f3? I don't think so. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done this at all. Because he gets two of my minors for a rook and a pawn. Maybe I should have, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this wasn't the best way to do it. You'd think it had been good though. I don't know if one of the other lines was better. Yeah, it's getting annoying. Here he can still take. I think I'm going to lose this. Knight a4? He can still take. Oh my god, how did I screw this up? How did I screw this up? Knight e2. So let's say king h1. Well, there's queen takes. Okay, so let's say knight e2 takes. Okay, I guess I'm going 92. Wow. I don't know. You'd think this should have been winning. But yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done bishop f7. I had so many ways to do that. Okay, there's bishop g5. Where does his knight go? Oh, he's got this check. So yeah, so king h1 now. Okay, king h1 now. And then bishop g5. This guy's 1400 bullet. Might have bad connection. Okay, do I have something now? So bishop g5. He can put in the queen. Let's just play it. So queen e6. Yeah, surprisingly I don't have anything. Queen e6, do I have knight f4? I don't think so. Okay, so knight e6. Oh, he doesn't play it. Okay, so now I should probably take the rook. Although this is interesting. Takes. Yeah, that is interesting. Let's just play it though now, and then I can still maybe just push here. So how does he stop this? Oh, that's how. Okay, how about this mate threat? He can go here. I don't know how he didn't win this game. C4 is interesting. I gotta play it. C4. So if en passant, maybe knight c3. Can I take here? Wow. Very nearly I can. Check, boom, check. Doesn't work. What about here? Bishop g7 again. Okay, I'm going to sack the rook. I don't know. I'd probably play this game like a 200. I mean, obviously I was winning. The bishop, maybe, I guess bishop f7 was not the way to do it. He always has bishop g7, unfortunately. Yeah, let's take that. I have check here, but then he's got this. Okay, whatever. I have to make a move. I don't know where things went wrong. I don't know where things went wrong. Next. That resign. Okay, 20. Oh, that was a turnaround. I'm going to look at that with the engine. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm playing so poorly. Yeah, I was completely winning on move 7, move 6, +3, move 6. I don't know how he threw. This was probably the worst game I played in like 6 months. No exaggeration. Okay, so computer wants to take on e5 right away. I guess that makes sense. His king is still in the middle. So I could have taken there right away. Oh, I played so bad. I honestly don't want to look at this. This might be the worst game I played in like 5 years. And I'm honestly not exaggerating. Like this is one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. Okay, so first of all, yeah, I could have just taken. And either castles now or we take again. And he can't take because I have bishop f7, I think. No, he can take with the knight. So I take the queen. And am I happy with just a pawn? I guess I'm happy with just a pawn. No, this doesn't have to do with speed. I just made so many stupid tactical moves, like mistakes. I missed so many tactical moves. And there was knight g5 right away too. Yeah, I'm just an idiot. Okay. Yeah, and then I spent 2 minutes on what to do. I mean, they're both good. Knight g5 is apparently a little bit better. I couldn't decide. And this is winning. I don't know how I screwed this up. So this was the blunder. It was knight e2. So what does it want to do? Wow, knight h6? Or bishop g5? So what does this do? Why is this good? Queen f3. Wow. Doesn't he have queen d8? Oh, I have f2, f7. Wow. That's hard to consider. And then there was bishop g5, but I thought he just trades queens here. Yeah, I can't believe this is. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. My brain's not working because I thought he just trades here. Why is this winning? I guess so. He's got okay. He has development issues. I guess that's such a hard move to allow. So hard to allow queen d4. Like if I had more time, maybe, but yeah, this game just got away from me because it's so hard to lose this game because he played like a 200 and I played like a 100. Yeah, so maybe this was the safer way to play it, knight g5. Yeah, so this was a critical mistake, but the moves I had to find here were not easy. And then again, the only winning move, knight h6. That is so hard to play because I already sacked a piece. That's so hard to play. I can't believe what an annoying game. What an annoying game. The move I had to play was hard to find. Very annoying. It's very frustrating. Okay. Yeah, that was disgusting. And I didn't really learn much from it. I didn't learn anything. That was the worst game I've played in 5 years, I think. I don't want to play chess anymore after that game. I don't care that I lost. I care that I didn't win because like that was just completely winning. Okay. Well, we have kind of another closed, so let's go straight for it. And I'm not playing e5 this time. Okay, I have a6 b5. I don't have a fianchetto here though, so that does change things. Do I want to go d5? Let's try d5. So I'm threatening to take on e4. So maybe he should take on d5. Or maybe there's knight d2. Okay, I can attack. Could also consider taking. I could take and then e5, or I could go here. I could also do nothing. I could go h6. h6 is kind of slow though. Too many options. I think I'm going to take. And then what again? e5. It's a weird move. I'm gonna play it. I don't know. It's weird, but my brain's not working very well today. Because I'm playing absolutely terribly. Hello, LGL chess. That's a blast from the past. Wow, LGL chess was like one of the first people I've ever played when I started streaming. Okay. But yeah, my brain's just not working. So I'm going to play h6. My bishop will end up on f6. Then he is here. I don't know. Maybe I can just move the knight. Would that behoove me? Because this is technically my bad bishop, and that's not so bad for him. But yeah. So or even knight e8. Don't really have. Maybe I can go to f4 eventually. He can bring in his knight, but I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, possibly knight e8. I think I'm going to go knight e8. He could trade queens first, and then I take, and then he could bring the bishop back. But yeah, I don't love that. I could trade queens myself, but then it's okay. No, after all that, I'm just going to play h6. I'll still have a mission to get rid of this bishop. But I didn't. Yeah, unfortunately, knight e8 doesn't. He had queen d8, and okay. Okay, maybe just bishop e6 or queen c7. I think I'm going to go queen c7 here. Let's just play that. I'm playing really slow, but yeah, I'm just playing. Overall, I'm playing terribly. So I have a6 just so his knight can't do. annoying thing. So let's just play that without putting more time into it. B4 immediately is a bit annoying. I should be okay, but it's going to be annoying if he plays it. I guess he's just setting up firepower on E5. I could attack his knight. I think I'm going to do that because I don't see why I can't. There's Queen E2, I guess, which I'm sure he'll play. I have B5 though, which I will play. In fact, I probably should have played it last move. Okay. So now we can go to the D file, but then he has Queen E2. Still, but is it worth a move? Then I could go here. I can kind of. Okay, yeah, let's try that. Yeah, if he goes to Queen E2, I might have Bishop B3. Okay, I'd like to get rid of this still, but he always has Bishop G3. What's going on here? Knight A5, threatening Bishop B3 again. Does he have Knight A5? Does he have B4? I should be able to take. So I might have Knight A5 here. C4. Then I can go here. It's a little awkward. I'm going to try Knight A5. Wait, is this a move? Not yet. But if he puts a rook on D file, he might have Knight D5. Yeah, so here I was thinking Rook D4. I could also bring the knight back. But then he's got this again, right? Oh, that's happening no matter what. Oh, crap. Didn't think about that. That's annoying. Shit. Okay, well. Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, so Knight D5. It's also I have to take with the G pawn eventually. Oh no, that's not true. I could take on D5 here because he has this passed pawn, but his bishop is bad. Okay, we'll try this. So we're both going to have terrible bishops, but yeah, I'll take. And his light squared bishop is bad. His light squared bishop is bad. Sweet. I have to go here if he takes with the C pawn. But if he takes with the E pawn, he could put pressure on my E pawn. So this might be the better move for him. And then yeah, his knight's coming in. After knight D4, I don't want to take. Excuse me, I'm tired. Because that's a good knight. That's a bad bishop. Yeah, this will be annoying. I don't like this. I don't like my dark squared bishop. That's why I wanted to get rid of it earlier. I'm still upset about that previous game. I mean, that was okay. Good. I'm happy to see that. So let's push, and maybe I can put this bishop on D6. Give it something useful to do. I'd like to go rook takes here. B5. B5, something here. So B5. Because I don't really want to push here. Okay, I will though. I will. I don't want you though. Okay, so I could take with the knight or the pawn, but I think it makes the most sense to take with the pawn. He might try this now because, well, no, this doesn't work, right? So, okay. I'm still waiting for him to play knight g. I mean, why doesn't he get his knight into the game? And am I coming back? Probably I am. Oh yeah. All right. There's a fork, but then my queen hangs. I think I'm going to take and go. Okay. Oh, what do I want to do here? Okay. This is still very annoying. Oh, why did I do that? Oh, well. I just lost our focus. I'm not playing well tonight. Not playing well tonight at all. But that previous game, oh. I lost every game tonight, by the way. I don't know why he's not pushing. I'm waiting for him to play it every move. So he takes. Check. I mean, I have no moves. My poor bishop. My poor bishop. I should have kept him on the back rank here, really, but I have 27 seconds. You go bishop takes. Oh, get out of my way, interface. Push, can you do it? Here. Okay. I'm playing so bad today. Ugh. I lost every game. It sucks. I suck. I was winning. And then where did I go wrong? I don't want to look at these games because they're so bad. Like I'm just getting crushed, and I'm 2,000 again. It feels so incredibly bad. So I'm already into time trouble at this point. That's why I lost. I'm already in. I just can't manage my time. Even here, I'm in time trouble. Move 12. I spent 3 minutes. It's so. I'm just absolutely terrible. Like the game is over already here. I ran out of time. I spent a minute on h6. A minute. I just can't help thinking. I like to think. Oh my god, I'm just in time trouble already. It's terrible. I'm 2 minutes behind on the clock. I spent a minute on knight a5. It's the best move, but I spent a minute to get there. It's just atrocious. Now I have half my time by move 17. And I had a good position. Although here I wasn't so sure. I thought white might be better. And then I took on f3 later too, but that was time induced. See, now I've got 3 minutes. So this is good for black, but I only have 3 minutes here. This was all good. Okay, it's preferring c4. That looked committal to me. Or bishop e7. Or bishop g5. So c4. I guess c4 makes sense. So what if he goes knight g4? Then, okay, then it gets tricky. Then we need to play b4. Takes. I don't know. This is a little scary for me. These pawns look... And he's got his passed pawn. I don't know. That's scary to play. But it was really time induced again. The result. Black's still a little bit better here. But I'm down to 2 minutes now. You know, it's a bullet game. Oh, taking was actually okay. And b4 computer doesn't like it. Wants to go rook b8 and just try to hold here. But yeah, it was time induced, as I say. Like imagine if I had 6 minutes and my opponent had a minute 50. It's like would have good winning chances. It was time induced. C4 is wow. C4 and if he goes back, then we have bishop c5 and rook b8, and this is supposed to be winning. Wow, I don't see it. So do we bring up the king to these squares and maybe get something going here? I don't know. Apparently that's winning. I'm not going to look at the rest because it was really time induced. I'm just going to finish by playing one blitz game, but it feels really bad. Like I played so bad today. That's what really feels bad. The games were terrible. Not because I lost, but because of how I played. I played really bad. So why am I playing blitz? Because my focus is not good right now. And okay, so I'm going to go knight c3. And then am I going g4? So I have d3 here, I think. Stopping e4. Okay, bishop g2 or g5. G5 push. Takes. I could go a3. Oh, it's blitz, right? But I could maybe just go a3. I guess there's a4. If he pushes, do I care? Okay, let's go bishop g2. I'll castle kingside, I guess. G5 was interesting. But also with G4, yeah, I don't know. G5 was interesting. Side Telus 4-0. 4,000 blitz games played. Okay, I can go a3. I can go bishop d2. What about here? Okay, let's just go here first. But g5 again looks good. And I was also considering a3. Okay, I'll go a3 now. It is blitz after all. And g5 is still very tempting. g5, f4, f6 maybe. Okay, let's go g5. I might go f. Oh, I can't go f5. So maybe h4. I don't know. He's got f6 maybe. Okay, let's go h4. It's blitz. I'm overthinking it. So f6, I do nothing. Or can I do nothing? Okay. I can go f5, right? f5, f6. g6. That should be okay, right? f6, g6. I mean, this should be good. Is anybody still watching? Let's see. 11 in 11 on YouTube, 4 on Twitch. Yeah, but I can't believe how poorly I played. Okay, so do I take? I should be able to take. He's okay. He opens that up, but this should still be good. There is bishop c3, so takes. Okay. Okay, we take. So he can't have both. He does it. Okay, he does it that way. So I guess I should keep this bishop. I can actually just keep it. There's c5. Thanks, Flix. Should I keep it? I can't keep it easily. I cannot keep it easily. I don't know what to do. Am I going f6 here? His knight can come in after. Or he can come in no matter what. Okay, I just got to make a move. Just have to make a move. But this looks bad. I had a good position. I don't know what I did wrong. Okay, just push. I only have 42 seconds, but he should just go knight e5. I'm waiting for him to play knight e5. If he takes here, then I've checked this king h8. Maybe I take this way, and then rook h7 looks strong. Okay, I have queen h5. Do I go queen h5 immediately? I don't care about this check. Okay, let's go there. Check. Okay, let's take. I don't know. I might have had a mate, but I don't have time. I'll just take the piece. Check. I don't want him escaping. But okay. But he is going to escape, unfortunately. Oh, he doesn't want to. He should have ran to d6 while he had the chance. I don't know if h7 was better. Okay, let's take 7 seconds. You can probably take on f6 now. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. I'll just get the king safe and then queen b7 next. Rook f1 as well. Okay, let's go here. Okay, rook f8. Okay, what's he doing? Okay, rook f8. Here. This as well. Well, I'm going to go here now. So, oh, I can't. Oh shit! Just move before I flag. Check. Move. 10 seconds. Where do I go? Okay, now he's low on the clock too. And it's hard for him to defend this. Ugh, I almost blended the rook. He could get perpets if I'm not careful. I know it's not a good conversion, but I don't have much time. And that should be mate. Okay. Whoa, that was rough. So I got one win today, but it was blitz. And he was 1900. Bad play overall. I'm really ashamed. Those rapid games I played were absolutely terrible. Let's take a look at that from the beginning. So I'm seriously, I know I'm just repeating myself, but I am deeply disturbed how poorly I played rapid today. Like I want to throw up. That's how bad it feels. Okay. Anyways, this should all be correct. And then I was thinking about G5. I don't know if G5 was good at like even here G5 possibly. Well, I do like D3, but here possibly G5. So G5, B4, and then I could just move the knight. If I take. I mean, I could have played it. I don't know if that's best. This was probably okay. Again, I had G5. Maybe this is a better version of G5 now because he can't play B4. So maybe I should have played it here, G5. Yeah, knight G8. Yeah, probably now G5 was good. But I played it eventually, and I thought he could have played 95 at some point, and then he never did. Like I thought he should have taken on C3 and then played 95. Okay, and then yeah, so if we go back here, yeah, so I took on F7. I was too low on the clock here, but to fully, I didn't take on H7 because he has King H8, and I don't think I have anything there. I think he can defend. So I went this way. Yeah, I went for the check, and I probably had a faster win. No, maybe not. I mean, I probably have to take here. Apparently I missed a mate, according to chat. And so I wanted to stop him from fleeing to D6, which he probably should have done. So I was thinking about Queen F4, but then he has Rook G2. So that's why I went Bishop H3. So, I mean, this is, yeah, I think he went the wrong. I don't know why he didn't go this way. I don't know why he didn't do that. And then again, I just didn't have enough time. But this is probably good. If I take on H7, he has Knight F6. It's still winning. It has to be winning for me, but no, I think I played this okay. I considered F7, but I just didn't have time. Check here. I mean, there has to be a win there. I probably could have played F7 as well. So yeah, not perfect play, but did I miss the mate already? It's Queen E8. Wow, that's a short delay. You said no like half a second after I asked. That's a very short delay on the stream. That's amazing. Okay, and here I'm just trying not to flag. Almost have an epaulette here. Oh, I have mate here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I was just trying not to flag. But here, Queen E8 is mate. No, it's not. No, I don't have mate here. Here. Queen E8 now. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't mind that. I was literally playing off of increment. I don't care about that. Yeah. Okay, I'll look at that with the engine quickly. I'm deeply disturbed how I played my rapid games today. I'm scared how bad I played. It makes me, it scares me, quite frankly. Okay, so could I have played G5 earlier? Yes, it wants it right away. So G5. And so this threw me off of it, but I just calmly moved the queen, maybe here, and then knight g8 and h4. Just enjoy this. Yeah, so I could have played g5 probably multiple times. Again, g5 best move. If b4, knight e2, and h4. Just enjoy the space. Enjoy the space it wants. Every move g5 is best. And then this was all fine, and then it didn't like f5 because of what he played e4. Instead, ooh, we could play e4. I guess that makes sense. Or we could take an, oh, wow. So we can take here and queen g3. That's a hard move to consider. I'm so tired. But I kind of like e4. And if he goes here, do we have... Oh, interesting. Knight e2. Kind of interesting. Okay, and then... yeah, I thought this is what he should have done, and then this is what I thought. He should have just played that. Okay, guys, I'm going to end it there because my brain is messed up. I'm too tired. Actually, you know what? No wonder I played so bad. Okay, I did have a nap today, like an hour and a half nap or hour, but oh, hopefully I'm not too loud. I got my windows open. But this could explain why I played so bad on Rapid today. I only slept for 3 hours overnight. I had a 3-hour sleep. That could explain it. No wonder I'm feeling foggy in the brain. As I say, I did have a nap later in the day, but you can't fix this 3 hours sleep. Okay, but yeah, as a recap for today, I had a chess lesson with Alessandro, and then I played 4 Rapid games, 3 losses, 1 win. I played terribly, and then 1 blitz win. That's going to be it for me today. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I get a proper sleep. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. If you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe. See you soon. Have a good night.